Sebi has banned actor Arshad Warsi and his wife from participating in the securities market for a year over their involvement in a pump and dump scam. Trump has claimed that he stopped India-Pakistan nuclear war once again. Well, Kush makes history as India's first Formula 2 Grand Prix winner, and he's just getting started. In this compelling podcast, Kush opens up about the grit, the grind, and the glory behind his rise in international motorsport. From overcoming financial odds to battling the racial bias on and off the track, he shares his journey with his raw and the honesty and the passion. Have a look.
Welcome to Republic Podcast, and on this podcast we are being joined by a very, very special guest. He is the one who is putting Indian races on the global map. He has just achieved a remarkable feat in Monaco Grand Prix. We are honored to welcome Kush on the podcast. Congratulations, Kush, for becoming the first Indian to win a F2 race at the Monaco Grand Prix. And, we saw those visuals that went viral when the tricolour went up and the national anthem was being played. You were visibly very, very emotional. But your expression said it all. But since you're joining us here, could you just share what was going through your mind, your heart when you saw that?
Well, I think, first of all, for India, it's a big step. Obviously, Monaco is a very iconic track. And since it's been a very long journey since I started, so just being on that track, being P1, and the flag coming up and then the national anthem was definitely a very proud moment. Seeing my team and my family and friends down there as well. It's going to be a moment I'll never forget, really, and just so proud to be Indian.
And if we talk about, you've had a good season, if we see. But if you could just talk about what were the challenges at the Monaco Grand Prix, because it can be really an unforgiving street circuit, But what was the uniqueness about this, and what were the challenges that you really went through, and what really makes it special?
Well, first of all, I think the season itself has been tricky. We've obviously I've joined a new team this year, a great team, and it's taken a bit of time to get going. But I feel like Monaco is a real turning point for us. But yeah, Monaco itself, the race, obviously you can't make any mistakes. It's a track where you can't miss your braking, whereas you don't have runoff. If you miss your braking, then you obviously go in the wall instead of just running off the track or whatever. So I think it's a very challenging track in that aspect. It's a very unique track, and definitely, like leading, you have a lot to lose if stuff goes wrong. So for 30 laps, you got to just keep it consistent. That's what we did.
You mentioned about anything that goes wrong. Let's go back to September 2024, Kush. What happened? It was really a close shave for you, on the track, that horrific crash that happened. You were sitting still over there. Your car was mangled into bits and pieces. If you could just recount what really had happened and what went through your mind, because anything could have happened.
No, I think, first of all, they are Noman for always looking after me. Very religious in that way, and I always feel them with me. Last year was a very tough season for many reasons, and that was probably one of the lowest. Obviously didn't get off the line in the start, mostly my fault. Got hit by someone starting at the back at full speed. So the car just got demolished into two, and then I was so glad I was safe. Getting out of the car I was calm because I was just upset that we lost the opportunity to race, but I didn't realize how big the crash was. In that way, I'm very stubborn. I always want to do well for my country and make them proud. So I was more disappointed that we lost the race, but now I look back and I'm very grateful to walk out.
The fact that you said that all that was going through your mind is that, about the race, it really shows the sort of passion you have, Kush. But of course, everybody was worried. I think your family was also worried that time. What was their reaction?
I think a lot of them were crying, and then it definitely shook a lot of people. I mean, racing is a dangerous sport, and I mean, we should never forget that. And yeah, even though the cars are so safe now, F2 have done a brilliant job. And many years ago, the crash which happened to me, I'm sure you wouldn't walk out of it alive even. So, I mean, it's great to see, the safety taking so many steps. And yeah, that's all I can say. Yeah, definitely.
You said Jai Hanuman. So you believe in Hanuman ji. Any ritual or anything you chant, since you said it's, of course, it's fraught with a lot of risk. We talk about racing. So do you read the Chalisa or you, do some puja?
Yeah, of course, I chant it every day. And I always say Jatu when tell him, asking to be with me and protect me for every race. And yeah, it gives me comfort to know that he's always with me. And I ask for his guidance to make me a better person in life as well. Because in the end, racing is just a small part.
Right. And, talking about not just racing, but racism, because you've mentioned about it many times about how, it has been challenging, or you would say that you have faced racism. If you could just talk about that, it's faced today, you make India so proud on the world stage, Kush. But, it has come with those struggles as well. If on that front, you could just elaborate your experience when, you've been mocked at for your identity.
No, I feel like, one of the reasons why I'm so prideful today, full of pride, and why I was so happy seeing the Indian flag going on top is because of the experiences I had when I first started racing in Europe. Obviously, it's become a lot better now through the years, but when I first started, obviously, it was probably early 2011. So it's quite a long time ago when I went to Europe to race in go-karts. And obviously, there was not many brown kids on the track, and so you're different. And I wasn't very fast then. I didn't do very well that race, so I had to work my own respect and win races and make it higher. But no, I remember we were doing a track parade, and I had the Indian flag, and people making fun of the flag, my skin color, my name, and being like a 11-year-old kid, that really hits you hard. And gave me a lot of anxiety for many years after that. And that's why I'm so prideful today, and so happy when I see my country doing well in everything.
Of course, we are all proud of you. But talking about, because you said there were not a lot of brown kids, and this is still picking up in India to talk about racing or the motorsports. But how did you begin? What really, caught your attention towards motorsports, and how did you really take this up as a career?
Honestly, my dad used to race at a lower level. And then my brother races as well. He's a professional driver now. He lives in Germany, so he's done very well. And I remember when I was sort of 7, 8 years old, I got into it just to beat my brother because he was winning everything. And he was getting all the attention from everyone. And I wasn't. So I was like, if I want to get attention, I need to beat him. So it started off like that, like a younger brother, how you normally are. And 3 years in, it was still just about trying to beat him. But when I was 10 and I won my first race in India, the national championship, that's when I feel stuff changed. I used to play a lot of sports. I used to run for my rescue team as well. And so racing wasn't my only thing. Whereas for Arjun, my brother, he started racing and stuck with it. For me, there was a turning point sort of when I was 10, when I was like, okay, I'm going to have to sacrifice more things to try and make it. Because obviously for an Indian, if you want to make it in racing, you've got to leave home when you're probably 11 or 12 and go live abroad alone. So it's a very tough decision, and it's a big life decision to make. So, yeah.
And, as you, of course, have done your brother also proud, I'm sure. What do you say now after this Monaco Grand Prix win? What did he say?
He's my biggest supporter, and I'm his. We're very close, and without him, I wouldn't be where I am. I have great mentors in my life. and I'm fortunate to have him as well as one of them. And any advice I need, he always gives it to me, and I really do ask him for his advice every day, as it's priceless. He's been through everything I'm going through now.
And if you talk about, you're from Bengaluru, and you're talking about racing. I don't think so. You can ever race your car as a common man, but given the kind of traffic Bengaluru has. But do you miss Bengaluru because you've been staying, abroad mostly, if I'm not wrong? How do you miss Bengaluru and your country?
So much, I miss it so much. I always try and come back as much as I can, but obviously, when you come back, it's more like you're seeing friends and relaxing, whereas it's just, it's just when you're in work mode, you'd rather stay in Europe and keep grinding out. So I miss it, but as long as I get to go back a couple times a year and spend the winter there, I'm very happy.
What is the scope for, because you've achieved this in Formula 2, and then Formula 1, of course, becomes a very important goal now. If I will come to your own goal, but if you could, all those who are aspiring or are the fans of motorsport, want to understand what is the scope for Indians, and how difficult is it as far as the motorsports concerned and making foray into it is concerned? What sort of what factors really influence your success over there? If you can just simplify that.
Well, very good question. I think it's building in India. It's growing. But yeah, for example, when I started karting, I won 6 out of 6 races in the national championship, and I won the championship. And I went to Europe and I finished 60th out of 70 karts. So it's just another world. And if you really want to make it in the sport, you have to race against the best. And unfortunately, we don't have the infrastructure right now to host the best. So we got to go to Europe to find it. Like in anything, where cricket and etc. It's more done at home. It's you can do it anywhere. We have world-class coaches everywhere, and we know what it takes to be world champion. But in racing, we don't have that yet, and that's what I'm trying to change. My goal is for sure. My long-term goal is to help India, have more access to racing and make it easier. But my immediate goal is definitely to make it to Formula 1, and for that, having a good rest of the season in Formula 2.
Right. And if anything that you would want to say to those people who have been looking up to you, because you're quite popular, I must say, because people are following you, and even on social media, you have a great fan following, and people have been rooting for you. I've seen the comments, and people are really talking about how they've been following you all along your journey, and today they're so proud of you. But what message would you like to send to all of them?
I think honestly. We have the best fans in India, and best friends and best community. They've been with me through thick and thin. I know the real ones from day one. I try and read as much as I can, and I try and see them as well when I'm home as much as I can. But it's just it's amazing to have that support and to know that unconditional support from my country, and it's just. To know I have that backbone really gives me strength and pushes me further on the track. So, and for people who are watching this, thank you so much for all the support, and we keep believing. It's been tough recently, but I feel the tide's about to change, and I'm excited.
Definitely fine. And with all this fandom and attention, Kush, what do you tell yourself? Because then really distracting, isn't it? I mean, I know you have a racing weekend, and we are doing this interview. This podcast, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who want that attention, want to talk to you, cover your journey and everything. And, it can be very distracting for people who really become those stars, and you are already one now. But what do you tell yourself? You're a 24-year-old, and how do you keep yourself on the track?
In my head, I'm nobody yet, and I have a long way to go. I haven't achieved all my goals yet. I haven't achieved my potential yet, and I haven't shown my potential yet. So I have a long way to go as a human and as a driver. So nothing changes.
And we're sure that you stay as you are, and you continue to, of course, go to greater heights and keep doing India proud. Thank you so much, Kush, for joining us on a Republic podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Now shifting our focus to the world of sports, Mumbai Indians has beaten Gujarat Titans by 20 runs in the IPL 2025 eliminator to clinch their place in qualifier 2. Have a look at this report.
Batting superstar Rohit Sharma snapped a string of low scores as he came good when it mattered to lead Mumbai's charge against Gujarat in an intriguing IPL Eliminator 1 clash on Friday. Led by a masterful 81 of just 50 balls from Rohit and useful contributions down the order, Mumbai posted an imposing 228 for the loss of 5 wickets. Set a stiff target, Gujarat Titans faltered in the chase before finishing just 20 runs short. Rohit's opening partner Johnny Bairstow also played a useful hand of 47 of only 22 balls to set Mumbai on course to a big total. Gujarat's bowling attack, which had fared admirably for the better part of their IPL campaign, failed to come up with the goods in the crunch clash. Promising southpaw Sai Sudarshan kept Gujarat in the chase with a sparkling 80 of only 49 balls. However, regular loss of wickets coupled with disciplined bowling from Mumbai dented the Gujarat chase. Mumbai Indians will now go up against Punjab Kings in the second eliminator in the quest for a berth in another IPL final.
Now let's get you more sports story. Former Australian captain Ricky Ponting believes that Australian cricketer Marnus might be pushed to open with regular opener Usman Khawaja for the next month's World Test Championship final against South Africa at the iconic Lords. Now Ponting believes that the biggest selection dilemma facing Australia is what to do with him, especially whether he can step up and open the batting in the Test cricket for the first time. Indian men's double pair Swastik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty defeated the world number 1 Malaysian pair, to enter the semi-finals of Singapore Open at the Singapore Indoor Stadium. This is their third semi-final of the season. Top-ranked Test bowler Jasprit Bumrah believes that playing red ball cricket in England always presents a different challenge, adding that he's keen to bowl with the Duke ball and counter the task of picking wickets when the ball gets softer. Now, so far, Bumrah has picked 37 wickets in 9 Tests in England at an average of 26.27. Pooja Singh has clinched women high jump with a personal best of 1.89 meters, becoming the only second Indian woman ever to achieve this feat at the continental level. In the final, Pooja outjumped strong rivals from Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. Now, Liverpool FC have officially confirmed that an offer from Real Madrid for Trent Alexander-Arnold has been accepted, paving the way for the defender to join the Spanish giant when the summer transfer window opens on June 1st. The England international will make the switch to La Liga just ahead of the expiry of the current contracts with the Reds. We are taking a very short break, but coming up next, the DGCA gives last and final extension of budget carrier Indigo's aircraft lease deal with the Turkish Airlines. We'll tell you about this and also about how now Sebi has banned actor Arshad Warsi and his wife from participating in the security markets for 1 year over their involvement in pump and dump scam. We'll tell you about these two stories. Stay with us.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
I have seen what it takes to report from the front line. Accuracy, urgency, courage, and responsibility. At Public School of Journalism, you will be trained for all that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning inside a working newsroom from day first. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, RSJ is where you begin. Course begins on June 30th. Apply now.
I have seen what it takes to report from the front lines. Accuracy, courage, urgency and responsibility. At Republic School of Journalism, you will be trained for that reality. It is not theory, it is live learning from inside a working newsroom from day one. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, Republic School of Journalism is where you begin. Course begins on the
Welcome back, and let me now take you to Nepal, where thousands of protesters gathered in the capital Kathmandu demanding the restoration of monarchy in the country. The protesters, waving flags and chanting the slogans, demanded the return of the king and the restoration of Hinduism as a state religion as they marched through the main circle in the capital Kathmandu. Here's a report.
Pro-monarchy parties, including the Rashtriya Prajatantra Party, staged a massive protest demanding restoration of monarchy in Nepal. The protesters, waving flags and chanting slogans, demanded the return of the king and the restoration of Hinduism as a state religion as they marched through the main circle in the capital, Kathmandu. Hundreds of riot police were deployed to keep the pro-monarchy and pro-republic groups divided in the Nepalese capital. Meanwhile, Nepalese authorities on Friday imposed restrictive orders around the Narayanhiti Palace Museum, which lies in the heart of the capital city. Issuing a notice, the Kathmandu District Administration declared a restricted zone around the Narayanhiti Palace Museum, citing security concerns.
Now shifting our focus, a glacial collapse in the Swiss Alps has triggered a massive landslide that buried the alpine village of Blatten under the sheet of the snow there. However, no major loss of human life was reported in the incident, as most of the civilians on the harm's way had been evacuated earlier. However, one person is reported missing in the wake of the glacial collapse. Here's a report.
The collapse of a glacier in the Swiss Alps set off a massive landslide. According to reports, the glacier came crashing down, burying the picturesque alpine village of Blatten under heaps of snow. Reports said the dislodging of the Birch Glacier saw heaps of stones, ice and slush barreling down the mountain slope. However, no major loss of human life was reported in the glacial collapse, as 300 residents along with the livestock had already been evacuated earlier. However, reports said one person was missing in the immediate aftermath of the glacial collapse. Geologists said earlier warned of a collapse of a glacial chunk in a 1.5 million cubic meter section.
Time for a very short break. Coming up on the other side, YouTuber has been arrested by NIA following motorcycle trip to Pakistan. We'll tell you about this and also about how today Naval Academy is all set to host the passing out parade for the spring term 2025. Stay with us.
This week on Get Me Right, the story behind Pakistan's nuclear blackmail. How Pakistan gamed international law and broke all rules to become a nuclear state. How the dirty bomb came out of the smuggling network that scientist A.Q. Khan set up with full connivance of the Pakistani state. Join me this weekend for the story of the world's first Islamic atom bomb. This weekend, only on Republic TV.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते
Sir, fans है शोर तो करेंगे ही ना?
नए वाले नहीं करते. And they listen to what I say.
The new generation Orient BLDC fans. Super silent performance with voice control.
Silly me, I thought.
Cricket fans.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला. सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप.
विमल में गुलिस्तां के ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुले तो जी ललचाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की जुबान में खुद को ऐसे डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं. विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं? विमल, बोलो जुबान कैसी?
I have seen what it takes to report from the front line. Accuracy, urgency, courage, and responsibility. At Public School of Journalism, you will be trained for all that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning inside a working newsroom from day first. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, RSJ is where you begin. Course begins on June 30th. Apply now.
We don't just get you the headlines, we report on them. We get information from the highest level of sources.
Summer is here. Is your home ready for the heat? Keep your roof cool and your home comfortable all summer with Roof Cool and Seal. पसीना मत बहाओ, बर्जर रूफ कूल एंड सील लगाओ.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very good morning, viewers. It's 9 a.m. and you're watching Republic TV. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar, and the chorus for death sentence continues to grow louder and louder because the family is really unhappy with the life sentence that the accused have been given. So we'll get you all the latest from Uttarakhand, but first a quick check on the headlines. Suryapet YouTuber Bhaiya Sunny Yadav arrested by NIA following his motorcycle trip to Pakistan. Pakistani national was nabbed by the BSF while trying to infiltrate India's border in Punjab's Pathankot. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Bhopal today to attend the event marking 300th birth anniversary of Ahilyabai Holkar. DGCA gives last and final extension of budget carrier Indigo aircraft's lease deal with Turkish Airlines. Sebi bans actor Arshad, Warsi and his wife Maria Goretti from participating in the securities market after they were caught in pump and dump scam. States sharing border with Pakistan will test their civil defense preparedness in series of mock drills under Operation Shield today. First up, viewers, we have more proof of destruction in Pakistan by India's precision strikes. A Jaish terrorist has filmed a video describing how the terror structure was completely flattened by India's precise missile strikes. And this is yet another proof of the kind of damage that India has dealt in Pakistan, even as the Sabut gang continues to question. Here we have more and more proof emerging with each passing day. Well, this is the Jaish terrorist who has filmed the destruction, the trail of destruction, explaining where the missile came from, where it was, impacted, and also what is the kind of destruction that's left in the aftermath. These are the pictures that surfaced from Pakistan. These are one of the terror safe houses that were precisely bombed by India during Operation Sindoor. And after locals confirming the damage, we have a Jaish terrorist who you can see on your screens is picking up the pieces of the missile that struck this particular structure, explaining how intense the damage was during Operation Sindoor. Now, this is more and more proof that's coming out in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor, which was highly successful. It was precise strikes launched by India. And here you have a Jaish terrorist himself describing what the situation is and how the structure has been completely hammered, decimated and destroyed by India's missile strikes. And this is a proof of India's successful Operation Sindoor, where 9 terror hubs were completely flattened. And this is one of those 9 terror hubs which was completely destroyed by our precise strikes. And there you can see the kind of aftermath visuals that the Jaish terrorist himself is showing and describing is now being seen as another proof to the Sabut gang, which they cannot avoid. This is a proof that they must watch, a proof that cannot go unnoticed. This is a Jaish terrorist who is seen filming this particular video in one of those terror dens that was completely hammered by India during Operation Sindoor. In fact, Gursimran is joining us live. Gursimran, here we have, after locals, we have a Jaish terrorist himself coming out and, describing the kind of damage that was dealt by the precise military strikes by India and on the terror safe houses in Pakistan.
Yes, a video which has surfaced. In this video, it can be seen that a person who claims to be from Jaish-e-Mohammed is saying that 3 of our mujahids have been killed. That means the terrorists of Jaish-e-Mohammed have been killed in the terror strikes by the India. This is in the Bhopal, and he's also showing the visuals of the precision strike that has taken place, that it has breached the 2 layers of the rooftop, and then it has hit the ground in which 3 terrorists were there. And they have said that the large-scale destruction has taken place at many other places. So this video that has surfaced is another proof that how India has launched the precision strikes deep inside the Pakistani territory, because we have seen in the past as well that there were proofs that were given by Pakistan itself, and similar is the case. Now terror groups are coming forward and giving the proofs of what has happened to them on the night of 6th and 7th of May when India launched the Operation Sindoor. And this precision strike was clearly aimed at the terror groups. This is also the admission that is coming, and this also proves that the Pakistan that has been peddling lies that their civilian areas have been hit, that is itself busted by the terror groups. The terror groups which Pakistan has been shielding and backing for years, they have busted the Pakistani false claims of India targeting the civilian areas. India has made it amply clear, and it is now evident from the video that has surfaced that India has done the precision strikes on the headquarters and the bases of the terrorists, and the terrorists have only been hit in the Indian strikes. There has not been any diversion from that, and more or less it is the terror groups that are coming forward and accepting the reality, because they have suffered a lot. The numbers that are coming are somewhere close to 100 terrorists have been killed, though the Jaish is coming out with the 3 at a place, but this is only a single building that has been hit. So there they are claiming that 3 terrorists have been killed of Jaish-e-Mohammed.
That's right, Gursimran. terrorists are accepting the reality. It's time the opposition also accepts this reality, and instead of doubting our forces, they stand behind them. But many thanks, Gursimran, for joining me live on this broadcast. Let's now move on, viewers. A Pakistani national who was trying to sneak into the Indian territory from Chakwal village has now been apprehended by the BSF. It's a big breach at the border, another infiltration attempt that has been foiled. The BSF has nabbed a 24-year-old Pakistani national who dared to sneak into Indian territory from the Chakwal village. He was caught red-handed under the fence, and the intruder is now in police custody. SHO Vijay Kumar has confirmed the arrest and says full scale of investigation is on, and the questions that will be asked are who sent him, what was his mission, and how deep does this go. This is the 24-year-old Pak national who has been arrested. Let's listen in to the SHO. But before that, let's go across to Lalit, who's joining us live. Lalit, this is another infiltration attempt that has been foiled by our BSF. Who is this 24-year-old Pakistani individual, and do we have any details of why he was trying to sneak in, whether there is a mission that was allocated to him?
Well, Deepak, right now the investigation is going on. But if we talk about the vigilant BSF officers who are guarding our country, they have somehow, when he was trying to enter into the Indian premises, he was soon arrested on Thursday late night. So this 24-year-old, after the interrogation, was being sent to the police custody, and where the police is also investigating the whole matter. But right now, what we are getting from the police and from the BSF officials, he is claiming to be of Jhelum side of the Punjab, which is in Pakistan. And on Thursday night, he was being caught by the vigilant BSF officers while he was infiltrating into our country. Apart from that, if you talk about, police is also trying to find out whether he is associated with some terrorist organization and what was his aim to enter into the Indian premises. So right now the investigation is going on, but yes, it's a big breakthrough in which the BSF somehow foiled him when he was trying to enter into the Indian premises. Back to the studio.
Right, Lalit, thank you for joining me with those details. Now let's shift our focus to what's happening in Assam, because Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has vowed to intensify the action on illegal foreigners who are living on Indian soil. He has said that he will fast-track the identification and deportation of foreign nationals in the state, and the message is very loud and clear that illegals will not be tolerated and their illegal stay will no longer go unnoticed. And with legal action promised against already declared foreigners, Assam is set to lead the national charge on national security. Himanta Biswa Sarma has made some very, very strong statements. He has said that crackdown will be intensified on foreign nationals who have been identified and they will be deported. Let's listen in.
পঁয়ত্ৰিশজন বাংলাদেশী একেলগে আমি মেঘালয় আৰু শিলচৰৰ বৰ্ডাৰত পাইছো। তেওঁলোক কেইদিনমান আগতে আহিছিল, গতিকে তেওঁলোকৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত আমি লগে লগে পুছবেক কৰিলো। আৰু তৃতীয়তে দেৰগাঁৱত আমাৰ আৰক্ষী অধীক্ষকসকলৰ মিটিং হৈছিলে, তাতে আমি সিদ্ধান্ত লৈছো যে আমি ফৰেনাৰ্ছ ডিটেকশ্যনটো আমি স্পীড কৰিম, কাৰণ এনআৰচি বনোৱা পৰিৱেশৰ কাৰণে ডিটেকশ্যন অফ ফৰেনাৰ্ছ ৱাজ টেম্পৰেৰিলি ছাছপেণ্ডেড, অঘোষিতভাৱে, যে যিহেতু এনআৰচিৰ প্ৰক্ৰিয়াটা চলি আছিলে। এতিয়া দেৰগাঁৱৰ আৰক্ষী সন্মিলনত আমি সিদ্ধান্ত লৈছো যে আমি বিদেশীক যিটো চিনাক্তকৰণৰ প্ৰক্ৰিয়া সেইটো আমি এক্সপিডাইট কৰিম, সেইটো আৰু আমি খৰতকীয়া কৰিম। গতিকে অহা কেইদিনমানত পুছবেকো হ'ব, চিনাক্তকৰণৰ প্ৰক্ৰিয়াও চলিব, আৰু ভাৰত চৰকাৰে কিছু মানুহক বাংলাদেশ চৰকাৰৰ লগত যোগাযোগ কৰিও পঠিয়াব।
Viewers, moving on, Arshad Warsi has now been banned by Sebi. His wife is as well as facing the crackdown because they have been named in a pump and dump scam. So they have now been restricted for trading in securities for a period of 1 to 5 years. Here's a complete report.
A small media company nobody cared about, viral YouTube videos promising massive returns, and a Bollywood actor quietly making 41 lakh rupees in profits while retail investors got played. Starting to connect the dots? Because Sebi just did, and the picture is not pretty. This is the story of Sadhana Broadcast Limited, a multi-crore pump and dump scam that unfolded over months and left actor Arshad Warsi, his wife Maria Goretti, and dozens of others facing bans and penalties. It all began with Sadhana Broadcast, a small-time media company with not much to show. But in late 2021, something changed. A group of coordinated investors started quietly accumulating shares in bulk. Nothing in the business had changed. No big deals, no new shows. But the stock price began climbing. This wasn't a random market movement. Sebi later found out that these investors were working together, artificially creating demand to jack up the price. Arshad Warsi and Maria Goretti, who allegedly received funding offers through WhatsApp messages from the scam's alleged kingpin, Manish Mishra, rupees 25 lakh each to buy shares at the perfect time. Warsi wasn't just trading from his own account, but also through his wife Maria Goretti's and brother Iqbal's accounts. Once the stock looked like it was gaining momentum, phase 2 of the operation kicked in. YouTube hype, channels like The Advisor, Midcap Calls, Profit Yatra, MoneyWise, and India Bullish began uploading slick videos. Titles screamed, "Next multi-bagger stock," "Big Bollywood collab incoming," and even name-dropped Adani as a potential buyer. These weren't finance analysts. Some didn't even disclose they were being paid. But the strategy worked perfectly. The videos racked up millions of views, and retail investors, regular folks scrolling YouTube on their lunch breaks, started buying in. The number of small shareholders exploded from just 2167 to a staggering 55,000. The stock price surged as genuine investors poured money in, believing that the hype was real. But behind all this engineered excitement, the original buyers were doing exactly what they'd planned from day one, selling their shares at inflated prices. Arshad Warsi, according to Sebi, made 41.7 lakh, while Maria Goretti pocketed 50.35 lakh rupees. The scale of this heist was staggering. Sebi found total illicit gains of rupees 58.1 crore across all conspirators. The scheme was so perfectly timed that Sebi could later match YouTube uploads to exact price searches and trades placed by the accused within hours. It was digital manipulation backed by real-time stock plays. But someone was watching. In late 2022, a few investors raised red flags. They noticed the odd price movements and videos that felt scripted. Sebi launched a full investigation tracking the IP addresses, trading patterns, and those crucial WhatsApp messages that revealed the coordination behind the scam. By March 2023, Sebi had seen enough. They issued an interim order banning 31 entities from trading, including the Warsis. But Arshad and Maria weren't going down without a fight. They took their case to the Securities Appellate Tribunal, claiming they were newcomers to investing, unaware of the foul play. Warsi even tweeted in 2023 saying, "Maria and my knowledge about stocks is zero. We lost all our hard-earned money." The tribunal gave them a partial relief, saying there wasn't hard evidence directly linking them to the YouTube videos or proving deliberate scam participation. But it wasn't a clean chit either. They were ordered to park 50% of their profits in a holding account while investigations continued. After 2 more years of investigation, Sebi dropped its final hammer. Arshad Warsi, Maria Goretti, and his brother Iqbal now face a 1-year ban from the stock markets, along with a rupees 5 lakh penalty each. They've also been ordered to return their gains with a 12% annual interest. Not the worst sentence in the case, but certainly not the vindication they were hoping for. Others weren't so lucky. Manish Mishra was slapped with a rupees 5 crore fine, while main promoters like Gaurav Gupta and 4 others got rupees 2 crore each. All 59 people involved were ordered to disgorge their total gains of nearly 58.1 crore with a 12% annual interest. So what does this mean for you? In a world where finfluencers with flashy thumbnails and urgent advice pop up daily, this case is a wake-up call. Not all that glitters on YouTube is gold. Sometimes it's a well-packaged trap. While the Sadhana scam wasn't massive by corporate standards, its structure was deadly simple and incredibly effective. Create fake demand, shout about it online, and then dump your stock on the public before the truth comes out. The real lesson here? Don't just follow the hype, follow the money. Because behind every next big thing could be someone quietly cashing out at your expense.
Viewers, crackdown on enemies within continues to intensify. In the latest, an engineer has been arrested from Maharashtra, and this engineer has been accused of leaking sensitive information regarding warships and submarine to Pakistan through sketches, diagrams, and even audio notes. And in return, payments from a shadowy bank account was made from both India and abroad. And this isn't just betrayal, viewers, it's treason. This spy network runs very deep. We have seen crackdown from Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, and now Maharashtra as well. So the crackdown continues. Sandeep is joining us live. Sandeep, a very good morning to you. Who is this engineer, and what are the charges against him? Because we've heard that he was giving Pakistan sensitive information in the form of diagrams and pictures. Being an engineer, that is something that is expected from him.
Yes, he has been working at the Mazgaon dock, and in fact in the engineering department. Usually they are not allowed to take mobile phones. We've been told that a Pak Intel officer, that is PIO, had in fact lured this guy and honey trapped Ravi Verma. And in fact, it is being said she introduced herself as Payal. She introduced herself as Payal Sharma, in fact, and she said that she is working on the warship. She has to make projects, and following which she needs information regarding the warships. And it is being said that the accused Ravi Verma, whose phone used to be outside the warships, he used to go inside and take notes, and in fact later on used to learn all of that stuff, and in fact later on send it through voice notes and in fact messages to the PIO agent. So definitely it is a major crackdown, as the intelligence agency have been working and trying to track such kind of people. He's been taken into the custody, and the state agencies are in fact questioning him regarding since how long he has been in touch with that very agent, or whether is there anyone else who is also connected to that very agent, is something that the agency is looking up right now. This is not the first instance, Deepak. Before 6-7 months, there was one more engineer who was caught from Thane itself. So definitely this is the second case that the state agencies have tracked, and definitely the agency will not leave Ravi Verma without questioning and getting confirmed with the fact that whether more sensitive details have been sent or not.
That's right, Sandeep. Crackdown continues and nobody is being spared. YouTubers, engineers, all of them are being now arrested, and agencies are now trying to establish a link between them and Islamabad. We'll have to wait and watch what the probe throws up. But let's also tell you that it's last chance for Indigo, because DGCA has given a final 3-month extension for Indigo to cut off its pact with Turkish Airlines, even as calls for boycotting Turkey goods and products continues to grow louder and louder across the nation. Here's a report.
The centre continues to raise the cost on Turkey for coming out in support of Pakistan post Operation Sindoor. In the latest, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation allowed a final extension of an aircraft lease agreement between budget carrier Indigo and Turkish Airlines. The top regulatory body for flight services allowed Indigo to renew regulatory body for flight services allowed Indigo Turkish Airlines by another 3 months. However, DGCA made it clear that this was the final lease agreement being granted budget. DGCA said Indigo currently operates 2 B777-300ER aircraft that lease Turkish Airlines. Turkey has growing calls from India for travel and ties after President Recep Tayyip Erdogan vowed to stand with Pakistan post retaliatory strikes to the Pahalgam terror attack. The center cancelled the order to Turkish aviation firm Selay ground other security services at airports amid mounting public anger against the country. The Ministry of External Affairs issued a stern message to Turkey asking it to refrain from extending arms support to Pakistan.
To end its support to cross-border terrorism and take credible and verifiable action against the terror ecosystem that it has harbored for decades now. And relations, as you know, are built on the basis of sensitivities to each other's concerns.
At a joint security briefing earlier, in the wake of Operation Sindoor, DGMO Indian Army Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai revealed that the Pakistani drones shot down by the Indian Air Defense were of Turkish make.
पाकिस्तान के ड्रोन्स और वेपनाइज्ड यूएवीज से की गई हमलावर कोशिशें भी इस ग्रिड के कारण नाकाम हुई और जो बचे कुचे ड्रोन्स थे उन्हें हमारे शोल्डर फायर्ड हथियारों से मार गिराया गया.
As the DGCA prods Indigo to pull back from its partnership with Turkish Airlines, Istanbul continues to feel the heat for standing with a terrorist state.
We have some big breaking news coming in. It's a big statement and a sharp message that BJP MP Ravi Shankar Prasad has now sent out. He has now tearing into Pakistan in a fiery address to the Indian diaspora. He exposes the brutal reality of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and also the human rights horrors that the people of Balochistan are facing on an every single day basis. And he has, without mincing any words, has called out Pakistan's double standards and global hypocrisy. Let's listen in.
Friends, before I come to the Pahalgam issue, since the great Johnnies from Pakistan were shouting slogans upon payment, as the ambassador said, let me put the record straight to you. What kind of ill treatment Pak-occupied Kashmir people are suffering, do you know? They cry, "Mujhe Hindustan mein kar do." It comes from social media. They are being victimized, they are being terrorized, what not. In Balochistan, women are being almost given the worst barbaric treatment possible. उनके पति, उनके भाई, उनके बच्चे उठा के लेके भाग जाते हैं. Lakhs and lakhs of them are doing dharna. Pakistan is in a great commotion today. Why Pahalgam? That is the issue I would like to briefly touch. You all, my friends from India, need to know that we fought 4 conventional wars. 1948, 1965, 1971, and Kargil War 99. In none of this, India started. Remember it. We only responded. And Pakistan lost all the time badly. Then came the doctrine of causing 1,000 cuts to bleed India. Terrorism as an instrument of state policy was adopted by Ziaul Haq. You also need to know a little about the journals of Pakistan. I said in lighter vein, जिन्ना ने बनाया पाकिस्तान, वो बन गई जर्नैल की दुकान. That is what Pakistan is about today.
That, viewers, it's time for a quick break. But on the other side, we'll tell you more about Suryapet YouTuber Bhaiya Sunny Yadav, who has been arrested by NIA following his motorcycle trip to Pakistan. Along with that, we'll get you the mood from ground zero as Prime Minister is all set to visit Bhopal today to attend the event marking the 300th birth anniversary of Ahilya Bai Holkar.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho बेफिक्र.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल. ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े. क्या निराला MDH मसाला.
I don't just report from courtrooms on verdicts, I decode them. From breaking news to complex legal verdicts, every word is backed by law. At the Republic School of Journalism, you will learn how to report on legal issues with accuracy and speed. The RSJ Diploma, starting on the 30th of June. Apply now.
We don't just get you the headlines, we report on them. We get information from the highest level of sources. We get you news from the men in uniform, from those on the front. At Republic School of Journalism, you will learn how real reporting is done on the ground and in real time. The RSG Diploma course begins on June 30th. If you want to lead this story, start here.
I don't just report from courtrooms on verdicts, I decode them. From breaking news to complex legal verdicts, every word is backed by law.
Hello and you're watching Republic TV. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. It's 9:30 and our focus is on Kathmandu because the protests are intensifying. The calls for monarchy are growing with each passing day. And their demand is very simple, viewers. They want Hinduism to be restored as the state religion. We'll get you all that and much more, but after a quick check on the headlines. Suryapet YouTuber Bhaiya Sunny Yadav arrested by NIA after his motorcycle trip to Pakistan. A Pakistani national was nabbed by the BSF while trying to infiltrate the Indian border in Punjab's Pathankot. PM Modi will visit Bhopal today to attend an event marking 300th birth anniversary of Ahilya Bai Holkar. DGCA gives its last and final extension of budget carrier Indigo's aircraft lease deal with Turkish Airlines. Sebi bans actor Arshad Warsi and his wife Maria Goretti from participating in the securities market for a year over their involvement in a pump and dump scam. States sharing a border with Pakistan will test their civil defense preparedness in a series of mock drills under Operation Shield today. Viewers, General Anil Chauhan, the Chief of Defence Staff, has held an academic engagement with think tanks from various nations across the globe on the sidelines of the Shangri-La Dialogue. Addressing the intellectually empowered group on future wars and warfare, CDS highlighted the important aspects of Operation Sindoor, including distributed force application, network-centric operations, cyber and disinformation campaigns, and intelligence capabilities. This is the CDS now engaging with think tanks, academic think tanks from various nations on how Operation Sindoor was carried out and also on the nitty-gritties of the entire successful operation. He has spoken to them about Operation Sindoor's distributed force application, network-centric operations, cyber and disinformation campaign, and intelligence capabilities. At the Shangri-La dialogue in Singapore, Anil Chauhan said, and I quote, "Now on the India-Pakistan relationship, we are not operating without a strategy. When we gained independence, Pakistan was ahead of us on every metric, social, economic, GDP per capita. And today, India is ahead on all fronts, economic performance, human development, and also social harmony despite our greater diversity. That didn't happen by accident. It's a result of long-term strategy. Diplomatically, we've reached out like in 2014 when the PM invited Nawaz Sharif. But it takes two hands to clap. If all we get in return is hostility, then disengagement may itself be a sound strategy for now." Viewers, after Owaisi and Khurshid, John Britas takes Pakistan to the cleaners, repeats India's official position in Jakarta. John Britas has now reiterated India's stand and also about the success of Operation Sindoor and how Pakistan has been lying before the world that they are not involved but continue to harbor terrorists and breed terrorists on their soil. So this is a strong message, a message that has dismissed Pakistan's disinformation campaign. And we have John Britas now speaking out after Owaisi and Khurshid. We'll just play that reaction out in just a few seconds from now, viewers, but let's focus on what John Britas has said. He has reiterated India's stand against Pakistan, and also he has exposed how Pakistan has been lying to the world about not harboring terrorism. But time and again we have proofs coming out, and we also bombed 9 terror hubs across Pakistan and POK, which is a clear proof of how Pakistan has been closely associated with terror. One by one, they're all lining up to call out Pakistan's bluff. After Owaisi and Khurshid, it's CPIM's John Britas who has torn into Islamabad, this time on international soil in Jakarta. No room for ambiguity. He has now reiterated India's official stance loud and clear. He has said that terror will no longer be tolerated.
Asim Munir said something about Hindus and Muslims are alike, different. Can you ever vouch for that? And Salman Khurshid Sahib is here. The Quran says that Allah made the universe. There is no distinction between Hindu and Muslim. We are all together. I said I am from Kerala. At least in my name there is John Britas. I am a Christian. Kerala, you all know that. We have 3 major religions there. We coexist in harmony. That is the message of India. Now Pakistan has been asking for evidences. I would just cite 2 incidents. Khwaja Asif, the defense minister of Pakistan, in an interview to Sky Television said, "We have been indulging in this dirty job of nurturing and harboring terrorist organizations for 3 decades. Even Musharraf said, we all fought Mujahideens. The jihadis came and fought in Afghanistan. After that, they all came and took refuge in Pakistan." Musharraf had to say that. So, we don't require any more evidences. Hemant Joshi talked about a rally the other day in Lahore. UN designated terrorists were part and parcel of that rally challenging India. So it's for all of us to see that who is nurturing and harboring terrorism. India wants peaceable coexistence. At that time, even we showered the most favored nation status on Pakistan. The Indus Waters Treaty, which has been referred to, 80% of the water of Indus Basin was flowing into Pakistan. We were too benevolent We had been cooperative with them. We had many summit level conferences. Still, Pakistan continued with the trajectory of sending across terrorists. That's why India decided enough is enough. We want peace, but it shouldn't be at the cost of our precious lives. I'm very happy to say that after Pahalgam, not even a single incident of communal clash occurred in India. On the other hand, the entire Kashmir Valley rallied against Pakistan. On the Friday Jummah, the devotees, Islamic devotees came to the mosque with a black band on their hand. That's why India demonstrated its resolve against Pakistan's heinous strategy of crippling India.
Moving on, viewers, Delhi Police Special Cell has detained Haseen, brother of ISI agent Qasim from Rajasthan's Deeg. He is suspected of spying for Pakistan's intelligence agency ISI. Delhi Police is now questioning Haseen to ascertain his involvement and timeline of espionage activities. ISI operatives allegedly used Haseen to lure Qasim into their spy network. This is a major crackdown that's currently underway across the country. And with each passing day, more and more spies are being arrested. And he is the latest to be nabbed by the Delhi police because Haseen, he's the brother of ISI agent Qasim, and he has been suspected of indulging in espionage for Pakistan. The Delhi police is now ascertaining whether he has any links with all those arrested individuals, whether he had any role to play. It's a big catch in the espionage web. Delhi Police Special Cell has detained Haseen, brother of ISI agent from Rajasthan's Deeg. He's now under the scanner for suspected links with the notorious spy agency ISI. Sources say that ISI used Haseen as a bait to drag Qasim into their dirty network, and the net is now tightening. The interrogation is on, and India's counter-intel strike is getting sharper with each passing day. Akhil is live with us. Akhil, tell us about Haseen and also Qasim. What is the kind of relationship they shared, and how are they linked to the spy nexus that is being busted across the country?
Well, if you see, Deepak, at this point in time, what has happened, that in a fresh development, what we have seen, that Delhi Police Special Cell has detained Haseen, who is brother of the ISI agent Qasim from Rajasthan's Deeg. So this is the latest development that we are getting. Earlier, what we have seen, that if you see, he was suspected of spying for Pakistani intelligence agency ISI. So earlier, what we have seen, that Delhi police has been constantly questioning and Qasim in this regard, and they have been ascertaining the various reason that how basically he passed on those communications which they initially got from Qasim. So at this point in time, the latest input that Delhi police has cracked, Special Cell Department has cracked that Haseen was also in touch with the Pakistan High Commission individual who was expelled on May 13th, who has been identified as Danish. So Danish was in touch with Qasim as well as Haseen. Back to you.
Me with those details, Akhil. This is the crackdown that has continued. Qasim, who was an alleged Pak spy, now another man linked to Qasim, allegedly his brother, has been nabbed by the Delhi police from Rajasthan's Deeg. We'll have to wait and watch what the investigation will throw up, but let's now move on, viewers, because in a major push towards self-reliance and defense, Rajnath Singh has now approved the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft Program execution model, marking a significant milestone under Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. Take a look.
We are talking about Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft. And this aircraft has been in the making, if you allow me to say, since 2009, when it was conceptualized by ADA, our Aeronautical Development Agency. So we wanted to pitch our own 5th generation aircraft because the whole world was buzzing with this, and now F-35 and J-35A and Su-57 are already in the sky and they're going around. So the idea that, yes, we must expedite is absolutely apt and very contemporary and very important. But the question remains, the timelines which have come forward, despite our defense ministers, giving the approval and releasing the funds, is something which is, I don't think, acceptable to nation as such, or in particular to the Indian Air Force. Because 2035 is really far away. If you are going to have a stealth aircraft by then, the technology will further leap forward, and probably everyone will have 6th generation aircraft, and we'll still be talking about 5th generation, and we'll be stuck in a kind of, I would say, vicious loop. So is there a way out? Is there a way out which we can really put forward to the nation and say, yes, we can do it? If you really ask this question to me, I'll give some examples thereof. We can do it. It's a national commitment. It has to be a national mission. It has to be accordingly structured in our organization for us to succeed, to go to 2030, because today we are not in the same state as we were when we started with LCA program, which is Tejas. So taking a cue from there that we took so many years and now will still take so many years is not a right thing in today's context. Secondly, we are now 4th largest economy. We can commit money to it, and we have the political will, I guess so. Because if it is coming forward so much, and we have this Op Sindoor behind us, which has given us an impetus, and we also have J-35A being committed to Pakistan at discounted rate by our adversary and prime adversary, China. So, as a nation, we need to think about it and pour all our resources, managerial, engineering resources, structural resources, to ensure that it gets going by 2030, not 2035. In between, there's an era of 5 years. I guess we'll be pushed hard to do something in this gap, if we feel that, if the great if is there. So in those 5 years, we have to manage with numbers, because numbers also have their own quality. Numbers, techniques, procedures, processes, tactics. And our operational tactics and our operational methods of fighting a war has already been shown to one of the adversary that we could do better. We have other unknown systems which are not so visible to the national citizens. The basic being the space assets which we have, the IW assets which we have, the EW assets which we have, and then our own ISCCS, which has been talked about a lot, and Akash Tir. So with these systems in place, and with 4.5 generation aircraft, and with our own processes, procedures, and tactics and this thing, probably we can effectively and efficiently manage the gap period while we wait for it. You'll ask me one question, why I'm not bidding for F-35? I don't stand bidding for F-35 because, as we know, government of US, they'll come out with n number of strings which will attach to utilization, exploitation of F-35, apart from it being very, very costly for our kind of context, and not still being Atmanirbhar or indigenous, is going to be a hang on you for generations to come and decades to come. So the idea is F-35 we have to manage diplomatically while not taking, and if you go for Su-57, we were able to get rid of CATSA, countering America's adversaries sanction act, for S-400. If Su-57 comes, I don't know what will be the dynamics of that. So that will hang over your head. So idea being your own aircraft, your own this thing, with the help of friends and allies in the beginning, like it has been planned that the Mark 1 will be with GE's F414 engines. Then Mark II will be with our own engines developed in-house with the help of one of the partners, international partners. I think that's some track we can take. And that is the track we should take. That's my strong opinion, that we must go for our own advanced medium combat aircraft, which has all the features of 5th generation. So now the question is, are we ready? The simple answer is no, we are not ready. But can we do it? The answer is yes. So what do we do to do it? Let's ponder over that question, and let's take some kind of example from the leaf of F-35. F-35 was started in 1996, and the orders were placed by US government on Lockheed Martin and Boeing together, giving them $750 million and telling them not to spend a penny from their own funds and prepare 2 aircraft which will compete, and then they will choose with the features they have already given out. In 2001, they came out with design in which Lockheed Martin was able to win the bid, and they went ahead with that. So we cannot follow that model because in our case, there are no 2 private sectors which are fully developed and making combat aircraft. But we have done the same thing greenfield in case of BrahMos, wherein the Russian government and Indian government combined together, formed a company, and this company was a private limited company. Please note, it was a private limited company. So it had certain powers and agility. In the case of space, where we have done well, the ISRO, the final meeting is chaired by Prime Minister of India, and they derive their all powers from there. These 2 are our success stories. And F-35 success story I told you. So the idea being, we cannot follow that totally, but we can imitate to a certain extent. We cannot follow BrahMos also totally, but we can imitate to a certain extent. And we can imitate what has happened in ISRO to some extent and make an organization which is in mission mode and is only dedicated to 2 things. Firstly, the aircraft, and secondly, the engine which will be required for the aircraft which are going to be made as Mark II beyond the initial requirement of 36 or 40. So if we focus on that, we essentially need 2 things. The first thing is, what is that organization which can deliver it? The organization which can deliver it has to be under the, I would say, the blessing or the command and control or the being headed by the Prime Minister of the country. Because it would be something like a CCS kind of structure, wherein Finance Ministry, Home Ministry, External Affairs Ministry, and the Defense Ministry, all of them combine their prowess together. Because this is not a company's, I would say, output, or company's objective or aim. This is a national goal to have a 5th generation aircraft, which is your own and indigenous. We can create, we now have, coming back to the answer, we now have big companies and small companies. Big companies like L&T, like Tata's, like Bell, like Godrej, like Bharat Forge, and so many others who are in the segment, who are helping for the defense development. These companies can come together and put their prowess behind it. And when they put their prowess, in my understanding, if it becomes a special purpose vehicle, which is steered by ADA because the money is coming to them, but we can, since this structure is going to a private entity like BrahMos, it can hire talent, skills, and it can hire very fast and quickly. Second thing, it can collaborate with foreign partners very quickly, because the Indian, if we go by the government rules and regulations, will fall short of time. We need a lot of time to make the processes really good in that sense and follow the processes. They are really cumbersome in terms of time. They are always holding your hands from doing something very quickly and be selective. Private sector can do this. I can give a number of examples, but I don't think that's the time. The idea being, the structure is going to govern the agility and the speed of delivery. So a special purpose vehicle, which is of public sector and private sector in place, can do this job. The answer to Western world is not going to share the technology with us. This is for sure. Nobody shares the technology. Particularly, nobody will share with you the software and the electronics of it. So, and all your technology resides in the line replaceable units, LRUs. And all your technology resides in the blades in terms of engines. That's a crystal blade technology. So they are not going to share. You need to have at low level partners at various levels. Private sector can do to a degree, but you have to develop your own technology. In that harnessing as we stand today, we are not as bad off. We can hack it. So it's not something which is not there. We can always get, either government can get it, the public sector, or the private sector can get it through its own collaborations. That's why I said a SPV which is formed, which is private sector in nature like BrahMos, can do wonders than a government entity which is to follow all processes and procedures to hire talents or to get collaborations. So that's why the proposition is for SPV. And if we do that, we'll be able to get the technology. A lot of it we have our own and which can be done. Let's say I'll take the example of ISA radar. ISA radar, that is active electronically scanned radar, array radar, it hinges on the technology of MMIC, monolithic microwave integrated circuit, and that we have developed our own in our own DRDO labs. You want to have some aluminum alloys and all that, DMRL is working over it, and we have that, and for the time being we can take at the materials level. So that's what I was coming to. Manufacturing process will include, you need certain materials like titanium and aluminum alloys and all that. Then next level you need components. Somebody has to make brackets, screws, nuts, bolts, etc. for the aircraft. They're of different type. Thereafter you need what we call line replaceable units, some small parts which you can replace in the aircraft quickly. All those people who are from aeronautics know about it. There'll be fuel pumps or hydraulic pump or your avionics units or radar units, all those things will come in play. Then you make a major assembly with that. That means you make the full radar and the full, some big part of the engine and full, cockpit instruments. So they come in play. Thereafter it comes pre-FAL level, that is pre-final assembly level, where you made major assemblies, the cockpit shell you make the engine nacelle, you go for the internal wiring, cabling, and all those things come in play, and then the aircraft finally gets assembled at final assembly level. So all these levels are there. You have people who can work at all these levels. For final assembly level, of course, HL will come in play. Then you can put L&T, people like L&T or TSL in play. They are already there. For your pre-FAL assembly level, you can put many other vendors who are there, like Godrej, like Data Pattern, like Alpha Design. They're all theirs. Then you come at the component level, you'll have Aquas there, and there are a lot of. See, Pranav, you'll need nearly big and small, nearly 700 plus, partners. I will not call them vendors. I'll call them partners to really kick it off and do it very well. So what I'm trying to propose here, that when you go at that level, each person for his own component, for his own module, for his own small little thing will partner. Either he'll have the competency, which is coming from a design from ADA, or if he feels something is deficient over there, then he partners with the relevant partner in the international market. And if you go in this divided fashion, you can do it very fast, you can do it quickly, and so many arms will become active. And that's how you crunch the time. And then you go to the final assembly level. So final assembly level will happen, of course, under the aegis of government supervision, under the aegis of some public sector or some private sector, which is like Lockheed Martin or Boeing, which has a lot of control mechanisms which we now have. And then it goes, because the fighter aircraft of 5th generation cannot be left in the hands of some loose hands. And let me also bring it forward that today we have the mechanism of controlling the partners who are producing for critical programs, even today. So there is no problem of process and procedure with the government. They can be put in place for anybody who's working in this segment. So in all, there may be nearly 700 partners will come in play. And if they push forward, and the oversight is by that structure which I told you, something like CCS kind of structure, headed by the Prime Minister. So if there is any hold-up, that can be removed immediately, whether it's a funds hold-up, or it's a process hold-up, or it's an interministerial kind of hold-up. It can be done very fast. So viewing that, what my last, I would say, proposition is that we ought to do this as a national endeavor, in mission mode, under the oversight of the head of the government.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho Befikar.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते
सर फैंस हैं, शोर तो करेंगे ही ना।
नए वाले नहीं करते and they listen to what I say. The new generation Orient BLDC fans, super silent performance with voice control.
सिली में आए तो और
Cricket fans.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा। विमल में गुलिस्तां के ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुले तो जी ललचाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की जुबान में।
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho Befikar.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
I have seen what it takes to report from the front lines. Accuracy, courage, urgency and responsibility. At Republic School of Journalism, you will be trained for that reality. It is not theory. It is live learning from inside a working newsroom from day one. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, Republic School of Journalism is where you begin. Course begins on the 30th of June. Apply now.
Seen it, what it takes to report from the front lines. Accuracy, urgency, courage, responsibilities. At Republic School of Journalism, you'll be trained for that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning inside a working newsroom from the day one. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, RSJ is where you begin. Course begins on June 30th. Apply now.
Seen what it takes to report from the front lines. Accuracy, courage, urgency and responsibility. At Republic School of Journalism, you will be trained for that reality. It is not theory. It is live learning from inside a working newsroom from day one.
Summer is here. Is your home ready for the heat? Keep your roof cool and your home comfortable all summer with Roof Cool and Seal. पसीना मत बहाओ, बर्जर रूफ कूल एंड सील लगाओ।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very
good morning. Hello and welcome. You watching Republic TV with me, Akanksha Khajuria. The stage is set for the Prime Minister's visit to Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh today. We'll tell you more about that. But first up, as always, the headlines. YouTuber has been arrested by NIA following his motorcycle trip to Pakistan. A Pakistani national has been nabbed by BSF while trying to enter the Indian border in Punjab's Pathankot. Prime Minister will visit Bhopal today to attend an event marking 300th birth anniversary of Ahilya Bai Holkar. DGCA has given the last and final extension to the budget carrier Indigo's aircraft lease deal with the Turkish Airlines. Sebi has banned actor Arshad Warsi and his wife from participating in security market for 1 year over their involvement in pump and dump scam. Well, the states sharing a border with Pakistan will today test their civil defense preparedness in a series of mock drills under Operation Shield. Well, the Prime Minister Modi will be in Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh today to attend the Mahila Mahasammelan, which will commemorate the 300th birthday anniversary of Lokmata Devi Ahilya Bai. Now, at this event held at the ground, over 2 lakh women expected to attend this, and he will virtually inaugurate the Indore Metro first 6-kilometer stretch, Satna and Datia Airport, and also lay the foundation for the infra projects, including 30 kilometers of ghats along the Shipra River and other water resources as well, totaling 863 crore rupees. Let me go across to my colleague Satya Vijay, who joins us live on the broadcast from Madhya Pradesh. Satya Vijay, today Prime Minister will be in Bhopal. Tell us how the mood on the ground is and what is expected to take place today.
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल। देखिए, करीब 1 घंटे बाद पीएम मोदी भोपाल के जम्बूरी मैदान में पहुंचेंगे और ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के बाद ये पहला महिला सशक्तिकरण महासम्मेलन है जिसमें करीब 2 लाख महिलाएं आने वाली हैं। और इस सम्मेलन में सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि प्रदेश के लिए पीएम मोदी कई सौगातें तो देंगे, लेकिन पाकिस्तान को भी एक कड़ा संदेश यहां से दे सकते हैं। देखिए, ये जो पीछे आप मैदान देख रहे हैं, इसी में पीएम मोदी का जो है कार्यक्रम, और यहाँ पे उनका स्पीच भी है। सबसे बड़ी बात है कि यहाँ पर करीब 15,000 जो महिलाएं हैं वो सिंदूरी रंग की साड़ी पहनकर भी आएंगी, क्योंकि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर की थीम पर यह पूरा आयोजन रखा गया। और इसमें करीब 2 लाख जो महिलाएं हैं वो पीएम मोदी का अभिवादन भी करेंगी, क्योंकि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में जिस तरह से पाकिस्तान से आए आतंकवादियों को मुंहतोड़ जवाब दिया गया, और पीएम मोदी एक कड़ा संदेश भी पाकिस्तान को दे सकते हैं। दूसरी तरफ अगर बात करें तो इंदौर में मेट्रो शुरू हो रही है, उसकी सौगात पीएम मोदी देंगे। इसके अलावा दतिया और सतना एयरपोर्ट का भी वर्चुअली उद्घाटन करेंगे। तो एक बड़ा, लेकिन सबसे बड़ी जो थीम है इस महिला सशक्तिकरण महासम्मेलन की, जिसमें कि करीब 2 लाख जो है महिलाएं शामिल होने वाली है और करीब 15,000 ऐसी महिलाएं जो कि सिंदूरी रंग की साड़ी पहनकर आएंगे। तो यहाँ पर वो सभी, चूंकि जिस तरह से पहलगांव में जो हमला हुआ था और कई महिलाओं का सुहाग उजड़ा था, उसके बाद यहाँ पर महिला जिनसे हमने बात करी, चाहे वो मंत्री कृष्णा गौर हो या तमाम जो महिलाएं हैं, वो सभी कह रही हैं कि उन्हें पीएम मोदी पर भरोसा है। और जिस तरह से वो देश के लिए काम करते हैं, देश के डेवलपमेंट के लिए काम करते हैं, उन सभी चीज़ों के साथ साथ पाकिस्तान को जिस तरह से मुंहतोड़ जवाब दिया, उसके तहत यहाँ पर उनके स्वागत के लिए यहाँ पर बढ़ चढ़कर महिलाएं पहुँच रही हैं।
Absolutely, and this visit is very important because this is coming after Operation Sindoor. मैं आपसे फिर पूछना चाहूंगी कि पिछले कुछ दिनों में प्रधानमंत्री उत्तर प्रदेश गए हैं, बिहार गए हैं, वेस्ट बंगाल गए हैं, जहां पे मैसेज था ऑपरेशन सिंदूर का। कल भी उन्होंने बोला कि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है, करारा जवाब दिया गया है पाकिस्तान को। क्या वह लोगों से बात करके ये जान सकते हैं कि उनका क्या सोचना है प्राइम मिनिस्टर के ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के बारे में?
देखिए आपकी पूरी आवाज़ तो मेरे तक नहीं पहुंच रही है, लेकिन देखिए हाँ, जिस तरह से पीएम मोदी जहां भी जा रहे हैं वहां पर एक संदेश दे रहे हैं आतंकवाद के खिलाफ कि अब बात नहीं होगी, अगर इस तरह से आतंकवाद फैलाया जाएगा तो कड़ा जवाब दिया जाएगा और ऑपरेशन सिंदूर जो है वो खत्म नहीं हुआ है और आगे भी इस तरह से अगर कोई आतंकी गतिविधि होती है तो इसी तरह मुंहतोड़ जवाब दिया जाएगा। देखिए नेटवर्क इशू है इसलिए हम बहुत आगे तो नहीं जा सकते, लेकिन यहाँ से हम आपको तस्वीरें दिखा सकते हैं। जितने भी आप दूर तक देखेंगे होर्डिंग बैनर सब तो लगे ही हैं और सबसे बड़ी आती है कि महिला सशक्तिकरण, क्योंकि जो बिहार या बाकी जगह जब पीएम गए तो उसमें तो उन्होंने, चूंकि बिहार में आगामी दिनों में चुनाव भी है, लेकिन मध्य प्रदेश में ये जो ऑपरेशन सिंदूर जो है उसी की थीम पर महिला सशक्तिकरण महासम्मेलन का ये जो आयोजन है और महिलाओं को एक बड़ी सौगात के साथ साथ एक संदेश भी यहाँ पर पीएम मोदी देंगे।
Absolutely. So this visit is quite important. Thank you, Satyavijay, for all the details. We'll keep coming back to you for more on this. Shifting our focus to the state of Uttarakhand, the session court there, in fact, has sentenced resort owner Pulkit Arya and his aides Saurabh Bhaskar and Ankit Gupta to life imprisonment for the brutal murder of 19-year-old Ankita Bhandari. Remember, she was a receptionist at one of the resorts in Rishikesh and she was killed on September 18, 2022. But before we tell you more about that, let us tell you about more proof that has come as far as India's action on terrorists is concerned. Now there's a video of the damage that has been caused. Across to my colleague Gursimran, who joins us live in the broadcast with more details. Gursimran, now there's more proof of destruction in Pakistan by India's precision strike. What we're learning so far is that the terrorists have made a video of damage caused by India's BrahMos missile. Tell us more about this.
Yes, this video that has surfaced, it clearly shows that the Pakistani terrorist of Jaish-e-Mohammed, they can be seen making the video of the destruction that have been caused by the precision strikes that have been carried out by India, especially in the Bhopal. We have seen that India has struck the base of Jaish-e-Mohammed that has been operating for a long, and there was a presence of a large number of terrorists. In this video, it can be seen that the rooftop has collapsed and there has been a large-scale destruction that can be seen in the nearby areas. Even the terrorist on record went on to admit that in that specific room where 2 floors have been hit by the precision strike and then the missile has found on the ground, he can be seen admitting that it was the 3 terrorists of Jaish-e-Mohammed that have been killed. So though he claims that they are not afraid, but it also shows the magnitude of damage that has to the infrastructure of Jaish-e-Mohammed Pakistan by the strike of India that have been carried out. It's not only Pakistan administration, but also the terror groups that are now admitting there have been large-scale damages that have been received by them. And one more proof is that the Pakistan that is trying to actually mislead the world that India has carried out the strikes on the civilian areas. This video by a terrorist of Jaish-e-Mohammed, this is very clear, makes it clear, and it shows to mirror to Pakistan and also busts the fake claim that are being spread by the Pakistani government that the civilian areas have been targeted. It is a terrorist that is coming out in open and saying that, see, our area has been targeted by Pakistan, by the Indian strikes in Pakistan.
This is proof on video that shows the damage that has been caused to Pakistan. Thank you, Gursimran, for all the details. We'll keep coming back to you for more on this. Now, shifting our focus to the state of Uttarakhand, where, as we told you, a sessions court there has sentenced resort owner Pulkit Arya and his aides Saurabh Bhaskar and Ankit Gupta to life imprisonment for the brutal murder of a 19-year-old Ankita Bhandari. She was a receptionist at a resort in Rishikesh. She was killed on September 18, 2022, after resisting Pulkit's demand to provide special service to guests. Her body was recovered from the Chilla Canal 6 days later. The trio has been convicted now under IPC section 302, which relates to murder, 201, which relates to concealing evidence, 354A, molestation, and the Immoral Trafficking Act. Though justice seems to be delivered, but Ankita's parents still demand that the culprits should be hanged. They should be, in fact, given the death punishment. Have a look at what they said.
मैंने अपनी बेटी को खोया, अपने फूल जैसे बेटी को खोया, मैंने क्या कसूर था, और कितने सपने लेकर गई थी वो, उसके कितने सपने थे।
आपकी
will वैसे भी ठीक नहीं रहती, आप पानी पीजिए।
बेटी के साथ ऐसा हो, मैं चाहती हूँ कि इनको फांसी की सजा हो और हमारी दूसरी बेटी के साथ ऐसा न हो। अगर ये बच गए तो कल को फिर मेरी दूसरी बेटी के साथ भी ऐसा हो सकता है। इसलिए मैं संतुष्ट नहीं हूँ, इनको फांसी की सजा होनी चाहिए। जिस तरह से इन्होंने मेरे घर को बर्बाद किया है, 2.5 साल से हम यहाँ से वहाँ से यहाँ, मौत से भी बेहतर हमारी जिंदगी कर दी इन्होंने।
The Sessions Court in Kotwar, Uttarakhand, on Friday sentenced resort owner Pulkit Arya and his two aides Saurabh and Ankit to life imprisonment in the Ankita Bhandari murder case. Additional District and Sessions Judge Court held the trio guilty under 302-210-201 of the IPC. Remember, the prosecution submitted a 500-page charge sheet in the court. Remember also, Pulkit is the son of the now expelled BJP leader Vinod Arya, who was the Minister of State in the Trivendra Singh Rawat government till 2021. Who is Ankita Bhandari? The 19-year-old receptionist was killed by these three people, including her employer, Pulkit Arya, after she resisted his orders to provide special services to some of the guests. Ankita Bhandari was 19. She was a receptionist at the Vanatara resort in Rishikesh. She went missing in 2022 September. 6 days later, her body was recovered from the Chilla Canal. The case is about the night of September 18, 2022, when this 19-year-old receptionist at the resort in Rishikesh was killed by these three people, including Pulkit, the son, like I said, of a VVIP. Police said Pulkit had also killed Ankita after she resisted his orders to provide the special services to some of the guests at the resort. Her body was found chillingly in the canal. After the trio confessed to killing her. Also remember, Pulkit was found guilty of sections of murder, concealing evidence, molestation and outraging the modesty of a woman, and the Immoral Trafficking Act. The other accused have also been charged and convicted under murder, concealing evidence and the Immoral Trafficking Act. We've told you who Bhandari was. She belonged to a poor family in Pori. She moved to the town for her education. Her father worked as a security guard. Though she was enrolled in an institute for hotel management, she had to drop out after a financial setback. Investigation revealed she had been pushed into the barrage by Pulkit, this VIP, and his associates following a dispute. The case now triggered widespread outrage after reports surfaced that Ankita was being pressured to provide services to the resort guests. Out of 97 witnesses, the court examined 47 during the 2-year-long trial. During the investigation, it was revealed the accused was molesting the deceased in the resort. They were pressurizing her to give extra services to the guest, to which the deceased was not agreeable. The applicant in this case and the co-accused had a sense of fear that perhaps the deceased might reveal it to others. Therefore, according to the prosecution, on 18 September 2022, in a chilling turn of events, the accused took the deceased out of the resort. They killed the deceased in a brutal manner and pushed her into the canal. The dead body of the deceased was recovered on 24 September 2022. Ankita's mother, Soni Devi, broke down as she spoke to Republic TV, and she said, "I request the accused be hanged. Death for dead. I plead with my sisters, they support her mother and father." Her father, Birendra Bhandari, also said, "The way my daughter was murdered by these three men, I have been reiterating death for death. We hope that these three are sentenced to death."
जिस तरह से उन्होंने मेरे निर्दोष लड़की को मारा है और जो है कि आज जो सुनाई वहाँ पे अंतिम फैसला आया कि आजीवन कारावास, लेकिन हम पहले से शुरू से कह रहे थे कि भाई मौत के बदले मौत, तो हमारे जीते जी इनको फांसी होनी चाहिए थी। हाँ, बहुत सारे जो लोग हैं वो बच गए हैं, तो ये चीज़ ये भी आनी चाहिए थी इस केस में, ये भी आनी चाहिए, ये भी नहीं छोड़ने चाहिए थे, क्योंकि मेन सपूतों को इन्होंने जानबूझ के दबाने की कोशिश किया और रिजोर्ट को तोड़ा। बिल्कुल मैं वही कह रहा हूँ कि मैं अगर उत्तराखंड की जनता अगर मेरे साथ न देती तो मेरे बच्चे जो वहाँ पे जो इन्होंने नहर में धकेली थी वो भी शायद नहीं मिलती मुझे।
And that is what, viewers, is the Justice for Ankita Bhandari campaign that is now running. It's death for death, as the family is going to approach the higher court. Now shifting our focus to the national capital, Delhi Police Special Cell, what we're learning, has detained Haseen. He's the brother of ISI agent Qasim. He has been detained from Rajasthan's Deeg area. Remember, in fact, this is as far as the crackdown on spies is concerned. This is the brother of Qasim that you can see on the screen right there. He's suspected of spying for Pakistan ISI. Delhi police questioning has been, in fact, they've been questioning both of them to ascertain his involvement and also the timeline in the espionage activities. In fact, what we're learning so far is that the ISI operatives used Haseen to lure Qasim into their spy network. So this is, in fact, as far as the crackdown on spies is concerned. On one hand, you can see Qasim. He's the Pak spy who was arrested earlier this week, and now his brother has been nabbed by the Delhi police. Questioning is underway to ascertain what, when did they go to Pakistan, who in fact led them to spy for Pakistan. But what we are learning so far is that the ISI operatives used Haseen to lure Qasim into the spy network. Let me go across to my colleague Akhil, who joins us live on the broadcast with more details. Akhil, this is part of the crackdown on spies in the national capital. Delhi police has arrested the brother of Qasim. Take us through how the investigation has proceeded in the case so far.
Well, absolutely. If you see in a major burst, what we have seen that across 3 different states, which include Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, as well as Delhi, what we have seen that 11 persons have been arrested so far in the espionage ring, which has been working on the behest of Pakistani intelligence agency. In a fresh development, what we have seen that on Friday, Delhi Police Special Cell team arrived in Rajasthan's Deeg district, from where they have arrested a person who has been identified as Qasim. The Qasim, 32-year-old Qasim, has been working in a close tandem with another person who was employed in Pakistan High Commission, has been identified as Danish. Danish was the person who was expelled by the Indian government on May 13. Since then, what we have been seeing that there have been several operations, not only in the national capital, but in the Haryana region as well, in which we have seen Jyoti Malhotra, another YouTuber, was also arrested. In this case, what we have seen, Qasim's brother, Haseen, was also detained by the Delhi Police Special Cell team. Initially, what has happened was that when the Delhi Police Special Cell team arrested Qasim from Gangora village, at that point in time, Qasim's 3 other brothers, which include Hassan, Ishtiyaq and Afzal, those 3 fled from the spot, seeing that the Delhi Police team has arrived over there. And after that, what we have seen, that Delhi Police team continued such operation in that area. And today, what we have seen in a fresh development, that Haseen, who is the elder brother of Qasim, is also been detained by the Delhi police team. So this is the latest development, because if you see earlier, what we have seen that Qasim visited Pakistan twice. Earlier, back then in 2024, in the month of August, and now in the month of March as well, in 2025. So there were 2 different visits of Qasim. So what actually transpired, how basically the communication was taking place between Qasim, Haseen and Pak High Commissioner staff Danish. So these are the three key points which the Delhi police investigation team, the special cell team, is trying to correlate and corroborate that how basically those 3 were connected, and how how those 3 were basically planning for anti-India agenda.
Absolutely. So 2 brothers have been arrested by the Delhi police as far as the crackdown on spies is concerned. Thank you, Akhil, for all the details. We'll keep coming back to you for more on this story. This remains our top focus. But now shifting our focus to the northeastern states. In fact, what we're learning so far is a landslide, in fact, has been reported in Mizoram. And in fact, this is a very concerning news that is coming. At least 6 confirmed dead, several others trapped. Major landslide in this area is what we're learning so far. At least 5 houses have collapsed. A hotel has collapsed. Many Myanmar nationals were also staying in this particular hotel. And as the incident occurred at night, casualties likely to go up. This is another major slide that occurred in this area is what we are learning. So in fact, incessant rains have caused this landslide in this area. As you can see in the visuals, very concerning news coming in from Mizoram. 6 people have been announced dead. there is a damage to a hotel is what we're learning so far. There were some foreign nationals also living there, and it remains to be seen how many are there currently under the rubble. But this is a very, very concerning news coming in from the northeastern states. Now shifting our focus at the MIT's graduation ceremony, class of 2025, President Megha Vemuri, an Indian-American student, used her speech to strongly support Palestine and speak out against the school's ties to Israel. And this is a big breaking news that we're getting for you, is that as far as MIT is concerned, class of 2025, President Megha Vemuri, an Indian-American student, used her speech to strongly support the Palestinian and speak out against MIT's ties to Israel. So as you can see, this is in fact the president of the class of 2025, and she gave a speech during the graduation ceremony. Megha Vemuri, an Indian-American student, she used the specific speech that you can see on the screen. She's seen there giving that speech. She used her speech to strongly support the Palestinians. She said free Palestine, and she spoke out against MIT's ties to Israel. And this is in fact, this is the big speech that was given by her. We're taking a very short break. Coming up on the other side, Sebi has banned actor Arshad Warsi and his wife from participating in securities market for 1 year over their involvement in a pump and dump scam. Also on the other side, states are, in fact, which are sharing a border with Pakistan, will today test their civil defense preparedness in a series of mock drills under Operation Shield. We'll tell you about these two stories right after this very short break.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते
सर फैंस हैं शोर तो करेंगे ही ना
नए वाले नहीं करते and they listen to what I say. The new generation Orient BLDC fans, super silent performance with voice control.
Silly me, I thought
Cricket fans.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
विमल में गुलिस्तान की ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुले तो जी ललचाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की जुबान में खुद को ऐसा डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं। विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं ना? विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
I have seen what it takes to report from the front line. Accuracy, urgency, courage, and responsibility. At Public School of Journalism, you will be trained for all that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning. Inside a working newsroom from day first. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most.
Welcome back. Now, DGCA, which is Directorate General of Civil Aviation, has allowed budget carrier Indigo to extend its partnership with the Turkish Airlines by another 3 months. However, the flight services regulator made it very clear that this was the last extension being granted to the carrier to renew its lease agreement with the Turkish counterpart. This comes amid growing calls for snapping trades and travel ties with Turkey in the light of country support for Pakistan.
The centre continues to raise the cost on Turkey for coming out in support of Pakistan post-Operation Sindoor. In the latest, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation allowed a final extension of an aircraft lease agreement between budget carrier Indigo and Turkish Airlines. The top regulatory body for flight services allowed Indigo to renew its partnership with Turkish Airlines by another 3 months. However, the DGCA made it clear that this was the final extension of the lease agreement being granted to budget carrier. The DGCA said Indigo currently operates 2 B777-300ER aircraft that were taken on lease from Turkish Airlines. Turkey has been facing growing calls from India to cut travel and trade ties after its president Recep Tayyip Erdogan vowed to stand with Pakistan post the retaliatory strikes to avenge the Pahalgam terror attack. The centre earlier cancelled the contract awarded to top Turkish aviation firm Sebi for ground handling and other critical security services at airports amid mounting public anger against the country. Earlier, the Ministry of External Affairs issued a stern message to Turkey asking it to refrain from extending armed support to Pakistan.
We expect Turkey to strongly urge Pakistan to end its support to cross-border terrorism and take credible and verifiable action against the terror ecosystem that it has harbored for decades now. And relations, as you know, are built on the basis of sensitivities to each other's concerns.
At a joint security briefing earlier, in the wake of Operation Sindoor, DGMO Indian Army Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai revealed that the Pakistani drones shot down by the Indian Air Defence were of Turkish make.
पाकिस्तान के ड्रोन्स और वेपनाइज्ड यूएवीज से की गई हमलावर कोशिशें भी इस ग्रिड के कारण नाकाम हुई और जो बचे कुचे ड्रोन्स थे उन्हें हमारे शोल्डर फायर्ड हथियारों से मार गिराया गया.
As the DGCA prods Indigo to pull back from its partnership with Turkish Airlines, Istanbul continues to feel the heat for standing with a terrorist state.
Taking a very short break, on the other side, NIA has arrested a YouTuber, Sunny Yadav, following his motorcycle trip to Pakistan. We'll tell you more about this. Stay with us.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने. I have seen what it takes to report from the front line. Accuracy, urgency, courage, and responsibility. At Public School of Journalism, you will be trained for all that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning. Inside a working newsroom from day first. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, RSJ is where you begin. Course begins on June 30th. Apply now.
We don't just carry the headlines, we report on them. We get information from the highest level of sources. We get you news from the men in uniform, from those on the front. At Republic School of Journalism, you will learn how real reporting is done on the ground and in real time. The RSJ Diploma course begins on June 30th. If you want to lead the story, start here.
I don't just report from courtrooms on verdicts, I decode them. From breaking news to complex legal verdicts, every word is backed by law.
YouTuber Sunny Yadav has been arrested by NIA following his motorcycle trip to Pakistan. A Pakistani national was nabbed by BSF while trying to infiltrate the Indian border in Punjab's Pathankot. PM Modi is all set to visit Bhopal today to attend an event marking the 300th birth anniversary of Ahilyabai Holkar. DGCA gives last and final extension to budget carrier Indigo after their lease deal with Turkish Airlines. Sebi has banned actor Arshad Warsi and his wife from participating in the securities market for 1 year over their involvement in the pump and dump scam. Several states sharing a border with Pakistan will today test their defense preparedness in a series of mock drills under Operation Shield. Well, we have a breaking news coming in from the state of Uttar Pradesh. What we're learning so far is that encounters continue in several cities. What we're learning is that encounter in 3 police station areas in the last 6 hours. 3 criminals have received injuries in 3 separate encounters. Robber Vijay injured in civil lines. Robber Amit shot in leg in Titavi. Smart criminal Shakib injured in Chapar area, and 3 pistol cartridges and 2 bikes have been recovered from the injured. Encounter took place in Chapar, Titavi and also civil lines area, and a lot of stolen bikes, pistols have been recovered by the police from their possession. Encounter took place late at night in the forest of police station Titavi area. So the crackdown on criminals in Uttar Pradesh continue, and this is in fact the UP Chief Minister Yogi's model in action. Let me go across to my colleague Jatin, who joins us live in the broadcast with more details. Jatin, this is another crackdown on criminals in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Yogi's this model in action. Tell us more about this.
देखिए, ये जो एनकाउंटर का सिलसिला है वो लगातार चल रहा है और कहीं ना कहीं अपराधियों पर कार्रवाई करने के लिए ये जो कदम है वो प्रशासन द्वारा उठाए जा रहे हैं। गाजियाबाद की जब हम बात कर रहे हैं तो देर रात 3 एनकाउंटर हुए, जिसमें सबसे पहले भोजपुर में एनकाउंटर हुआ, फिर नेवाड़ी में हुआ और उसके बाद गाजियाबाद के ही लोनी इलाके में हुआ। इस वक्त मेरी मौजूदगी भोजपुर में है। ये सामने आप जो रिज एरिया देख रहे हैं, बताया जा रहा है कि इसी जगह पर 3 जो बाइक सवार बदमाश थे उनको रोकने की कोशिश की गई थी और जब पुलिस पर उन बदमाशों ने फायर किया तब जाकर 2 बदमाश इसमें घायल हुए, जिसमें से दोनों को गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया है, लेकिन एक बदमाश भागने में कामयाब हो गया। ये भी जानकारी मिल रही है कि जो बदमाश भागने में कामयाब हुआ उसे सुबह गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया है। ये तीनों ही बदमाश भरतपुर के अंदर एक ज्वेलरी के शोरूम में लूट के मामले में वांटेड चल रहे थे। जानकारी मिली कि हापुड़ की तरफ से ये लोग आ रहे हैं, जिसके बाद भोजपुर में ट्रैप लगाया गया और इन दोनों बदमाशों की गिरफ्तारी जो है वो की गई। लेकिन निवाड़ी में भी ऐसे ही कुछ हुआ जो कि गाजियाबाद के अंदर ही आता है और लोनी में भी ऐसा ही हुआ। तो कुल मिलाकर रात में जो 3 एनकाउंटर हुए गाजियाबाद में, उसके अंदर अभी तक 5 बदमाशों की गिरफ्तारी की गई है और इसके अलावा यूपी के जो दूसरे जिले हैं वहां पर भी इसी तरीके से बदमाशों पर कार्रवाई की जा रही है। प्रशासन का साफ तौर पर कहना है कि अगर आप क्राइम की दुनिया में आएंगे, आपराधिक वारदातों को अंजाम देंगे तो हश्र आपका इसी तरीके से होगा। 5 जिन बदमाशों को गाजियाबाद से देर रात गिरफ्तार किया गया 3 अलग अलग मामलों में, उनके ऊपर काफी संगीन जो मुकदमे हैं वो दर्ज थे। किसी के ऊपर लूट के तो किसी के ऊपर अटेम्प्ट टू मर्डर, इस तरीके की वारदातों में वो लगातार शामिल थे। लेकिन प्रशासन जिस तरीके से यूपी में ऑपरेशन लंगड़ा चला रहा है, जिसमें उन युवाओं को मैसेज देने की कोशिश जो गैंग में शामिल होते हैं, आपराधिक दुनिया में अपना नाम कमाने की कोशिश करते हैं, उनको एक मैसेज देने का कोशिश। और यही कारण है कि अलग अलग जगहों पर जो एनकाउंटर्स हैं, अलग अलग जगहों पर बदमाशों की गिरफ्तारी है, वो साफ तौर पर देखने को मिल रही है। बैक टू स्टूडियो।
Absolutely. So a clear message given by the UP government there that if you continue with your activities, we will not spare you. Let me also go across to my colleague Ajay Dubey, who joins us live in the broadcast from Lucknow. Ajay, ये कार्रवाई जारी है, ऑपरेशन लंगड़ा चल रहा है, 6 एनकाउंटर हो गए। मैं फिर से क्वेश्चन पूछती हूँ जतिन से, 6 एनकाउंटर हो गए हैं पिछले 12 घंटे में, ऑपरेशन लंगड़ा चल रहा है। क्या आप बता सकते हैं कौन कौन सा क्रिमिनल अभी तक पकड़ा गया है और क्या क्या क्राइम उन्होंने किया है?
देखिए, अगर मैं भरतपुर की ही बात करूं, भोजपुर की बात करूं, माफी चाहूंगा, तो यहाँ पर ज्वेलरी शोरूम के अंदर उन्होंने लूट की थी। ज्वेलरी शोरूम के अंदर हथियारों के बल पर लूट की गई थी और पिछले काफी समय से वो फरार चल रहे थे। इसके अलावा छुटपुट जो क्राइम है वो पूरे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में किया जा रहा था। दरअसल प्रशासन का जो मकसद है वो इसमें बहुत साफ है कि अपराधियों को रोकना है और जिस तरीके से अपराध पर कैसे लगाम लगाया जाए, एक मैसेज सेट किया जाए। और यही कारण है कि अलग अलग जगहों पर इस तरीके से गिरफ्तारी करने जब पुलिस पहुंच रही है और पुलिस पर जब फायर किया जा रहा है, तब जाकर पुलिस जवाबी कार्रवाई करते हुए उन लोगों को गिरफ्तार कर रही है, बदमाशों को गिरफ्तार कर रही है। इसी तरीके से निवाड़ी में भी अटेम्प्ट टू मर्डर के मामले में जो दोनों आरोपी थे वो फरार चल रहे थे, उनको भी जब बाइक पे जब वो जा रहे थे उनको रोकने की कोशिश की तो पुलिस पर उन लोगों ने फायर किया। जिन 5 लोगों को अगर मैं गाजियाबाद की बात करूं गिरफ्तार किया गया है, जिसमें मोहम्मद यूनुस शामिल है, यूसुफ शामिल है, एक मनोज नाम का जो शख्स है वो शामिल है। ये अलग अलग वारदातों में वांटेड थे, फरार चल रहे थे, पुलिस इनको ढूंढ रही थी। लोकेशन इनकी ट्रेस की जाती है, किसी की भोजपुर में, किसी की निवाड़ी में, तो किसी की लोनी बॉर्डर पर। इन सभी को पकड़ने के लिए जब टीमें वहां पर पहुंची, पुलिस पर फायर किया गया। लेकिन मैसेज बिल्कुल क्लियर कि अगर आप अपराध करते हैं, अगर आप किसी भी क्राइम एक्टिविटी में शामिल होते हैं, अगर आप पुलिस के ऊपर फायर करते हैं तो हश्र इसी तरीके से होगा। और यही कारण है कि सिर्फ गाजियाबाद की बात नहीं करके वेस्टर्न यूपी में अलग अलग इलाकों की अगर आप बात कर लीजिए, मुरादाबाद की बात कर लीजिए, मेरठ की बात कर लीजिए, हापुड़ की बात कर लीजिए, संभल की बात कर लीजिए, रामपुर की बात कर लीजिए, हर जगह पर अपराधियों पर लगाम लगाने के लिए इस तरीके से ऑपरेशन यूपी पुलिस द्वारा चलाया जा रहा है ताकि अपराध पर लगाम लगाया जा सके और बदमाश जो अपने वर्चस्व को बढ़ाने के लिए आपराधिक गतिविधियों को अंजाम देते हैं उन पर किसी तरीके से रोक लगाई जा सके। और यही कारण है कि अलग अलग लोकेशंस पर, अलग अलग जिलों में इस तरीके से ऑपरेशन लंगड़ा जो है वो चलाया जा रहा है। जी,
Absolutely. So the crackdown on criminals continue, and you also see in the visuals how these criminals have been shot in the leg. Thank you, Jatin, for all the details. We'll keep coming back to you for more on this. We'll continue to keep tracking this story for you. Also, the police has reacted to Operation Langra. Have a look at what they had to say.
पुरा पुलिस के द्वारा बिजपुरी पथौली लिंक मार्ग पर चेकिंग की जा रही थी। इसी दौरान एक संदिग्ध बाइक आती है। जब उसका पीछा किया जाता है तो उसमें सवार व्यक्तियों के द्वारा पुलिस के ऊपर जान से मारने की नियत से फायरिंग की जाती है। आत्मरक्षार्थ पुलिस के द्वारा फायरिंग की गई है, जिसमें 2 व्यक्तियों की गोली लगी है। इनको इलाज हेतु एसएड मेडिकल कॉलेज भेजा जा रहा है। इसमें एक व्यक्ति का नाम राहुल, दूसरे व्यक्ति का नाम दिलीप है और एक व्यक्ति फरार है, जिसको पुलिस उसका पीछा कर रही है। जल्द से जल्द उसे भी पकड़ा जाए।
29 की रात में, देर रात में एक महिला के साथ कुछ लोगों के द्वारा रेप किया गया था, जिसमें 6 अभियुक्त प्रकाश में आए थे। कल 4 अभियुक्तों के साथ पुलिस की मुठभेड़ हुई थी, जिसमें वो घायल हुए थे 3 अभियुक्त, जिनको सीएससी में भर्ती कराया गया था। ये चौथा था जो फरार था और इसकी घेरेबंदी के प्रयास किए जा रहे थे। टीमें हमारी लगी हुई थी। इस पर 25,000 का पुलिस अधीक्षक महोदय द्वारा इनाम भी घोषित किया गया था। आज जानकारी प्राप्त हुई पुलिस टीम को कि ये कराना से ये हरियाणा जाने की फिराक में अभियुक्त है और पैदल ही जा रहा है। इसकी सूचना पे हमारी टीम ने घेराबंदी जब करी है तो पुलिस के ऊपर इसने फायर किया। पुलिस ने जब गोली चलाई है, इसको चोट लगी है पैर में, हालत सामान्य है, इसको अस्पताल में भर्ती कराया गया है। इसका नाम है अभियुक्त एहसान उर्फ आमिर पुत्र नसीम। ये माता खेड़ी, ये सहारनपुर का है। इसको जिला अस्पताल में भर्ती कराया गया है सीएससी ऊन में, जिसकी हालत सामान्य है, सिर भी सूचना प्रचलित है।
इस मामले में एक आरोपी अभी भी फरार है।
जी, अभी एक अभियुक्त फरार है, उसके लिए हमारी टीमें लगी हुई हैं।
2 बदमाश ग्राम कुशरी जो जनपद मेरठ में पड़ता है, उधर से निवाड़ी की तरफ आ रहे हैं एक ब्लैक अपाचे से। इस सूचना पर थाना निवाड़ी पुलिस द्वारा नहर पुल निवाड़ी पर सकंता से चेकिंग की जा रही थी। इस दौरान कुशरी की तरफ से 2 व्यक्ति काले अपाचे बाइक पर आते हुए दिखाई दिए, जिन्हें रुकने का इशारा किया गया तो ये न रुकते हुए वापस कुचड़ी की तरफ ही अपनी बाइक घुमाकर भागने का प्रयास करने लगे। इस दौरान इनकी बाइक अनियंत्रित होकर गिर पड़ी तथा ये दोनों बदमाश जब पुलिस टीम ने इनका पीछा किया तो इन्होंने खुद को गिरता हुआ देख करके पुलिस टीम पर जान से मारने की नीयत से फायर किया। इस दौरान आत्मरक्षार्थ जवाबी फायरिंग में दोनों बदमाशों के पैर में गोली लगी तथा इन्हें घायल अवस्था में गिरफ्तार किया गया है।
Now from Uttar Pradesh, let us shift our focus to the state of Assam. There, the Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has vowed rapid action to identify, deport the foreign nationals in the state. He has said that the process of identifying the foreign nationals in the state would be to accelerate with legal action to follow against those already declared as foreigners. So Himanta Biswa Sarma, the Chief Minister of Assam, has vowed rapid action against all the, as he says, the foreign nationals, to identify them, deport them from India, and this is the vow that he has taken. He said, and I quote, "We have not taken any action against those who have stated that they have appeals pending before the Supreme Court or the High Court, but those who have not appealed in the higher judiciary will be pushed back." So crackdown on the foreign nationals, Bangladesh migrants, there you can see in the state of Assam.
কিন্তু যোৱাকালিয়ে ৩৫জন বাংলাদেশী একেলগে আমি মেঘালয় আৰু শিলচৰৰ বৰ্ডাৰত পাইছোঁ। তেওঁলোক কেইদিনমান আগতে আহিছিল, গতিকে তেওঁলোকৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত আমি লগে লগে পুছবেক কৰিলোঁ। আৰু তৃতীয়তে দেৰগাঁৱত আমাৰ আৰক্ষী অধীক্ষকসকলৰ মিটিং হৈছিলে, তাতে আমি সিদ্ধান্ত লৈছোঁ যে আমি ফৰেনাৰ্ছ ডিটেকশ্যনটো আমি স্পীড কৰিম, কাৰণ NRC বনোৱা পৰিৱেশৰ কাৰণে detection of foreigners was temporarily suspended. অঘোষিতভাৱে যিহেতু NRCৰ প্ৰক্ৰিয়াটা চলি আছিলে। এতিয়া দেৰগাঁৱৰ আৰক্ষী সন্মিলনত আমি সিদ্ধান্ত লৈছোঁ যে আমি বিদেশীক যিটো চিনাক্তকৰণৰ প্ৰক্ৰিয়া সেইটো আমি এক্সপিডাইট কৰিম, সেইটো আৰু আমি খৰতকীয়া কৰিম। গতিকে অহা কেইদিনমানত পুছবেকো হ'ব, চিনাক্তকৰণৰ প্ৰক্ৰিয়াও চলিব, আৰু ভাৰত চৰকাৰে কিছু মানুহক বাংলাদেশ চৰকাৰৰ লগত যোগাযোগ কৰিও পঠিয়াব। কিন্তু যোৱাকালিয়ে ৩৫জন বাংলাদেশী একেলগে আমি মেঘালয় আৰু শিলচৰৰ বৰ্ডাৰত পাইছোঁ। তেওঁলোক কেইদিনমান আগতে আহিছিল, গতিকে তেওঁলোকৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত আমি লগে লগে পুছবেক কৰিলোঁ। আৰু তৃতীয়তে দেৰগাঁৱত আমাৰ আৰক্ষী অধীক্ষকসকলৰ মিটিং হৈছিলে, তাতে আমি সিদ্ধান্ত লৈছোঁ যে আমি ফৰেনাৰ্ছ ডিটেকশ্যনটো আমি স্পীড কৰিম, কাৰণ NRC বনোৱা পৰিৱেশৰ কাৰণে ডিটেকশ্যন অফ ফৰেনাৰ্ছ ৱাজ টেম্পৰেলি ছাছপেণ্ডেড। অঘোষিতভাৱে যিহেতু NRCৰ প্ৰক্ৰিয়াটা চলি আছিলে। এতিয়া দেৰগাঁৱৰ আৰক্ষী সন্মিলনত আমি সিদ্ধান্ত লৈছোঁ যে আমি বিদেশীক যিটো চিনাক্তকৰণৰ প্ৰক্ৰিয়া সেইটো আমি এক্সপিডাইট কৰিম, সেইটো আৰু আমি খৰতকীয়া কৰিম। গতিকে অহা কেইদিনমানত পুছবেকো হ'ব, চিনাক্তকৰণৰ প্ৰক্ৰিয়াও চলিব, আৰু ভাৰত চৰকাৰে কিছু মানুহক বাংলাদেশ চৰকাৰৰ লগত যোগাযোগ কৰিও পঠিয়াব।
Well, shifting our focus to Mumbai. Trouble, it appears, is mounting for Bollywood actor Arshad Warsi, as he's just been caught in a 58 crore stock market scandal. Sebi's latest crackdown has exposed a pump and dump scheme that used viral YouTube videos to lure over 50,000 retail investors into buying a nearly worthless stock, is what we're learning. While people poured in their savings, a select few, including Warsi and his wife, allegedly made lakhs in profit before the crash happened. Now, the Sebi's investigation has revealed coordinated trades, fake online hype, and a digital playbook for the market manipulation. And this is not just another scam. It's a wake-up call for anyone who's following influencers on social media, taking the stock tips, or following the YouTuber multi-bagger promises that are being claimed. Now, in this video, we will unpack for you what Sebi uncovered, what it means for the retail investors, and why this case might just change how stock fraud is done in the country. Have a look.
A small media company nobody cared about, viral YouTube videos promising massive returns, and a Bollywood actor quietly making 41 lakh rupees in profits while retail investors got played. Starting to connect the dots? Because Sebi just did, and the picture is not pretty. This is the story of Sadhana Broadcast Limited, a multi-crore pump and dump scam that unfolded over months and left actor Arshad Warsi, his wife Maria Goretti, and dozens of others facing bans and penalties. It all began with Sadhana Broadcast, a small-time media company with not much to show. But in late 2021, something changed. A group of coordinated investors started quietly accumulating shares in bulk. Nothing in the business had changed. No big deals, no new shows. But the stock price began climbing. This wasn't a random market movement. Sebi later found out that these investors were working together, artificially creating demand to jack up the price. Arshad Warsi and Maria Goretti, who allegedly received funding offers through WhatsApp messages from the scam's alleged kingpin, Manish Mishra, rupees 25 lakh each to buy shares at the perfect time. Warsi wasn't just trading from his own account, but also through his wife Maria Goretti's and brother Iqbal's accounts. Once the stock looked like it was gaining momentum, phase 2 of the operation kicked in. YouTube hype, channels like The Advisor, Midcap Calls, Profit Yatra, MoneyWise and India Bullish began uploading slick videos. Titles screamed, next multi-bagger stock, big Bollywood collab incoming, and even name-dropped Adani as a potential buyer. These weren't finance analysts. Some didn't even disclose they were being paid. But the strategy worked perfectly. The videos racked up millions of views, and retail investors, regular folks scrolling YouTube on their lunch breaks, started buying in. The number of small shareholders exploded from just 2167 to a staggering 55,000. The stock price surged as genuine investors poured money in, believing that the hype was real. But behind all this engineered excitement, the original buyers were doing exactly what they'd planned from day one, selling their shares at inflated prices. Arshad Warsi, according to Sebi, made 41.7 lakh, while Maria Goretti pocketed 50.35 lakh rupees. The scale of this heist was staggering. Sebi found total illicit gains of rupees 58.1 crore across all conspirators. The scheme was so perfectly timed that Sebi could later match YouTube uploads to exact price searches and trades placed by the accused within hours. It was digital manipulation backed by real-time stock plays. But someone was watching. In late 2022, a few investors raised red flags. They noticed the odd price movements and videos that felt scripted. Sebi launched a full investigation tracking the IP addresses, trading patterns, and those crucial WhatsApp messages that revealed the coordination behind the scam. By March 2023, Sebi had seen enough. They issued an interim order banning 31 entities from trading, including the Warsis. But Arshad and Maria weren't going down without a fight. They took their case to the Securities Appellate Tribunal, claiming they were newcomers to investing, unaware of the foul play. Warsi even tweeted in 2023 saying, Maria and my knowledge about stocks is zero. We lost all our hard-earned money. The tribunal gave them a partial relief, saying there wasn't hard evidence directly linking them to the YouTube videos or proving deliberate scam participation. But it wasn't a clean chit either. They were ordered to park 50% of their profits in a holding account while investigations continued. After 2 more years of investigation, Sebi dropped its final hammer. Arshad Warsi, Maria Goretti, and his brother Iqbal now face a 1-year ban from the stock markets, along with a rupees 5 lakh penalty each. They've also been ordered to return their gains with a 12% annual interest. Not the worst sentence in the case, but certainly not the vindication they were hoping for. Others weren't so lucky. Manish Mishra was slapped with a rupees 5 crore fine, while main promoters like Gaurav Gupta and 4 others got rupees 2 crore each. All 59 people involved were ordered to disgorge their total gains of nearly 58.1 crore with a 12% annual interest. So what does this mean for you? In a world where finfluencers with flashy thumbnails and urgent advice pop up daily, this case is a wake-up call. Not all that glitters on YouTube is gold. Sometimes it's a well-packaged trap. While the Sadhana scam wasn't massive by corporate standards, its structure was deadly simple and incredibly effective. Create fake demand, shout about it online, and then dump your stock on the public before the truth comes out. The real lesson here? Don't just follow the hype, follow the money. Because behind every next big thing could be someone quietly cashing out at your expense.
Now moving on, after Jyoti Malhotra, Telangana YouTuber Sunny Yadav is set to be taken into the custody of National Investigation Agency at the Chennai International Airport on Thursday late night is what we are learning. Following his recent trip to Pakistan, the YouTuber came under the scanner. He's said to have visited Lahore and other places and posted videos of his road trip to Pakistan as well. He's said to have travelled in bike all around important places in Pakistan, and there are even claims that he met with a few officials there. Airport police officials have not registered any information on this, as he's only been taken into custody by the NIA for questioning. Let me go across to my colleague Sharda, who joins us from Chennai. Sharda, this is a big crackdown on the spies, as it seems, after Jyoti Malhotra. Now, this is another YouTuber that is under the scanner for travelling to Pakistan, recording videos there. Tell us, how is the investigation proceeding in this?
Well, what we have learned from the airport officials is that there is no case registered by the police or the airport officials at the moment, because it was not a formal arrest made by the NIA, but just taking Sunny Yadav into custody to question him. This comes right after Sunny Yadav posted a few videos of him from Pakistan while being on his road trip there. Apart from Lahore, he is also said to have visited Karachi and multiple other places in Pakistan. And as we learned from the NIA officials here, it is said that he's still in custody and the questioning is underway, and that a formal statement to the press would be given after the questioning is completed.
Absolutely. So he has been taken into custody, and in fact the investigation is on in this matter. This is a big crackdown on the spies who have travelled to Pakistan. Thank you, Sarda, for all the details. We'll keep coming back to you for more on this story. This will be our top focus. But right now we're taking a very short break. On the other side, Prime Minister will visit Bhopal today to attend an event marking the 300th birth anniversary of Ahilya Bai Holkar. Also on the other side, in fact, DGCA has given the last and final extension to the budget carrier Indigo's aircraft lease deal with the Turkish Airlines. We'll tell you about these stories. Stay with us.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते
सर फैंस हैं, शोर तो करेंगे ही ना।
नए वाले नहीं करते. And they listen to what I say. The new generation Orient BLDC fans. Super silent performance with voice control.
सिली में आए तो और
Cricket fans.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
विमल में गुलिस्तां की ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुले तो जी ललचाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की इस जुबान में खुद को ऐसा डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं। विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं ना? विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
I don't just report from courtrooms on verdicts, I decode them. From breaking news to complex legal verdicts, every word is backed by law. At the Republic School of Journalism, you will learn how to report on legal issues with accuracy and speed. The RSJ Diploma, starting on the 30th of June. Apply now.
बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
I have seen what it takes to report from the front line. Accuracy, urgency, courage, and responsibility. At Public School of Journalism, you will be trained for all that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning inside a working newsroom from day first. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, RSJ is where you begin. Course begins on June 30th. Apply now.
I have seen what it takes to report from the front lines. Accuracy, courage, urgency, and responsibility. At Republic School of Journalism, you will be trained for that reality. It is not theory. It is live learning from inside a working newsroom from day one. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, Republic School of Journalism is where you begin. Course begins on the 30th of June. Apply now.
This week on Get Me Right, the story behind Pakistan's nuclear blackmail. How Pakistan gamed international law and broke all rules to become a nuclear state. How the dirty bomb came out of the smuggling network that scientist AQ Khan set up with full connivance of the Pakistani state. Join me this weekend for the story of the world's first Islamic atom bomb. This weekend, only on Republic TV.
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते
सर फैंस हैं, शोर तो करेंगे ही ना।
नए वाले नहीं करते and they listen to what I say. The new generation Orient BLDC fans, super silent performance with voice control.
सिली में आए तो और
Cricket fans.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
विमल में गुलिस्तां के ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुले तो जी ललचाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की जुबान में खुद को ऐसे डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं। विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं? विमल, बोलो जुबान कैसी?
I have seen what it takes to report from the front lines. Accuracy, courage, urgency, and responsibility. At Republic School of Journalism, you will be trained for that reality. It is not theory. It is live learning from inside a working newsroom from day one. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, Republic School of Journalism is where you begin. Course begins on the 30th of June. Apply now.
I have seen it, what it takes to report from the front lines. Accuracy, urgency, courage, responsibilities. At Republic School of Journalism, you'll be trained for that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning inside.
Summer is here. Is your home ready for the heat? Keep your roof cool and your home comfortable all summer with Roof Cool and Seal. पसीना मत बहाओ, बर्जर रूफ कूल एंड सील लगाओ।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very good morning, viewers. It's 11 a.m. and you're watching Republic TV. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. Our top focus will be on Arshad, Warsi and his wife being banned by Sebi for any further involvement in trading securities because they have been found to be involved in the pump and dump scam. We'll get you all the latest on that, but first a quick check on the headlines. Suryapet YouTuber Bhaiya Sunny Yadav arrested by NIA. "24-year-old Pakistani national nabbed by BSF while trying to infiltrate the Indian border in Punjab's Pathankot." Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Bhopal today to attend an event marking the 300th birth anniversary of Ahilyabai Holkar. DGCA gives its last and final extension of budget carrier Indigo's lease deal with Turkish Airlines. Sebi has banned actor Arshad Warsi and his wife Maria Goretti from participating in securities market for a year over their involvement in pump and dump scam. State sharing a border with Pakistan will test their civil defense preparedness in a series of mock drills under Operation Shield today. Viewers, around 12 individuals have been arrested across India for their involvement with Pakistani agents because they have been accused of Pak espionage by providing them with credible information on our armed forces, their military installments, naval assets as well. And now we'll take you through the 12 individuals who have been arrested so far by the investigation agencies. First, let's talk about Jyoti Malhotra, who is the first Pakistani spy who was arrested from her Hisar residence in Haryana. She was a travel vlogger with large following, and what we understand is that she was also in touch with ISI agent at the embassy. The same individual who was seen carrying a cake the day after Pahalgam terror attack. She visited Pakistan multiple times and she has been accused of espionage. She is currently under probe for espionage activities. She was there in Pakistan. She attended the iftar party called at the Pakistan High Commission as well. And another individual that we are talking about is Guzala. She was held in Punjab. She shared army details for money in exchange for financial transactions. She has exchanged key information related to our army. She received 30,000 rupees via UPI from Pakistani handlers, and she has been linked to the expelled Pakistani official who was seen carrying the cake. She confessed to spying activities when she was grilled by the agencies. Another individual is Shehzad, who has been picked up from Uttar Pradesh. He has been arrested from Rampur district. He has also been accused of espionage, involved in cross-border smuggling of arms as well. So what we understand is that he passed sensitive information to handlers based in India and then to Islamabad. He traveled to Pakistan multiple times. This was something that was revealed during the investigation. Another individual is Masi from Punjab. He was also arrested from Punjab. He's a resident of Ajnala in Amritsar, and he is part of that spy nexus that is currently facing crackdown. He shared photos of our army bases with ISI agency, informed about BSF camp locations, those key locations where BSF camps are situated. That information was leaked by him. He collaborated with ISI operatives on sharing these information with them. Now, Suraj Masi was also arrested in Punjab. He is also from Ajnala in Amritsar. He was also arrested for leaking sensitive information on army movements. Key movements of the armed forces were all detailed by him, and then the information was passed on to the ISI operatives. He photographed sensitive military areas and sent them across to Pakistan. He worked alongside Falak Sher Masi, who we just told you about, who was also arrested from Ajnala. Now, another individual who is now in the clutches of the agency is Mohammad Tarif. He is a resident of New district. He was among those who were arrested in Haryana, suspected of passing on sensitive data to ISI, which is in Pakistan. It's an investigation, it's an intelligence agency, and he's currently under investigation for espionage links. So the web goes bigger and bigger, with more and more individuals being arrested. His financial transactions are now being scrutinized, whether he received money for the information that he shared or not. And another, Devendra Singh Dillon, he was also arrested from Punjab. He's a postgraduate student by profession. He has also been accused for espionage activities. He has been arrested right now. He's currently being questioned by the agencies. He leaked information for financial gains. Many of these spies who have been arrested have been connected to the ISI network. Now, another individual is Murtaza Ali, who was also arrested in Punjab. His pictures are yet to be accessed, and he used his mobile phone, a mobile app for spying. Encrypted applications are being used to pass on and receive information from Pakistan. He was part of ISI-linked network along with Jyoti Malhotra and the others. He is currently under investigation for his espionage activities in India. Now, Bhavani Singh, another individual who has been arrested from Rajasthan. He's a railway employee at Mahajan station. He has also been part of the spy network. He's detained for his suspicious activities. Someone, some people reported his suspicious activities, after which the agencies were having a close watch on him. And he has been sent to a confidential location, and he has been accused of also forwarding confidential material to ISI operatives, arrested for anti-national activities, that is, carrying out espionage at the behest of Pakistan. So now let's talk about Satyendra Siwal, who was also picked up from Uttar Pradesh, security assistant at the Indian Embassy. Being a security assistant at the Indian Embassy, he leaked classified documents to ISI. And what we also know is that Satyendra Siwal, who is a resident of Uttar Pradesh, received 30 lakh rupees for the information that he passed on to ISI operatives. He was arrested for espionage last year. And another individual is Aman Salim Sheikh, resident of Dharavi in Mumbai. He has also been arrested, charged in Visakhapatnam spy case. The espionage case continues to grow bigger and bigger. More and more individuals are being arrested. He leaked defense information to ISI, like our army installations, assets, and all those data were released by him to the ISI operatives. He received funds via cryptocurrency channels, an illegal channel. And he has been accused of carrying out espionage at the behest of ISI agents. So far, viewers, 12 individuals have been arrested, and what we understand is that another YouTuber who traveled to Pakistan by road has also been arrested. He's currently with the NIA sleuths, and he's being questioned. Qasim, an ISI operative, his brother Haseen has also been arrested by the sleuths, and he was also in touch with Qasim and Pakistani agents. On the left side of your screens, you can see Qasim, who has been arrested. Brother of Qasim, who was on the run, Haseen, has also been arrested by the investigation agencies. Akhil is live with us. Akhil, tell us about the charges against Haseen and the circumstances of his arrest.
Well, Deepak, if you see in a fresh development, what we have seen that Qasim's brother, elder brother Asim, has also been arrested. Earlier, what we have seen that Rajasthan police initially arrested Qasim on May 23rd. And after that, the 4 days questioning has been going on, and then Rajasthan police released him. And after that, what we have seen, that Delhi police special cell team arrived in Rajasthan's Dig district, from where they have arrested Qasim. And after that, the Qasim was interrogated for the last 24 hours. And during that interrogation period, Qasim revealed that initially his brother, Asim, who is his elder brother, he basically gave him those inputs about those Pakistani officials. And then he came in contact with Danish, who was a Pak High Commission employee. So at that point in time, Qasim Qasim and Asim, both of them, both brothers were in touch with Pakistani High Commission staffer, Mr. Danish. At that point in time, what we have seen, they were constantly in touch. And if you see, Qasim has got two other siblings as well, who has been identified as Ishtiyaq and Afzal. Both of them have fled from their residence once the Delhi Police Special Cell team arrived. So at this point in time, the latest development that we are getting, that formally, initially, what we have seen, the Delhi Police Special Cell team has detained Asim, and now they have, after sustained interrogation, they have found out that Asim has also got links with Pakistani ISI operatives, Pakistani ISI intelligence operatives. So if you see Asim's profile, Asim visited Pakistan 4 times. So what those visits were, who basically sponsored those visits, and how did Qasim also came into this entire nexus of espionage, nexus of Pakistan's ISI. So at this point in time, the latest development that we are getting, that Qasim also visited Pakistan twice. So Qasim visited Pakistan twice and Asim visited Pakistan 4 times. So these are the questions being raised by the intelligence team, and they are questioning those two brothers in this regard, that how basically they got in touch with Danish and what was his relation. In lieu of that, how much money they are getting from Danish. So these are the questions being asked by the investigative officials in this regard to both the brothers Qasim and Asim. Back to you.
Right, Akhil, thank you for joining me with those details. Now let's shift our focus to the Ankita Bhandari murder case, viewers, because the court has now sentenced the arrested individuals, those who have been convicted in the case, to life imprisonment, but chorus grows for death sentence. Here's a complete analysis of this case by our executive editor legal, Ridham Bharadwaj.
मैंने अपनी बेटी को खोया, अपने फूल जैसे बेटी को खोया, मैंने क्या कसूर था, और कितने सपने लेकर गई थी वो, उसके कितने सपने थे।
आपकी तबीयत वैसे भी ठीक नहीं रहती, आप पानी पीजिए।
बेटी के साथ ऐसा हो, मैं चाहती हूँ कि इनको फांसी की सजा हो, और हमारी दूसरी बेटी के साथ ऐसा न हो। अगर ये बच गए तो कल को फिर मेरी दूसरी बेटी के साथ भी ऐसा हो सकता है, इसलिए मैं संतुष्ट नहीं हूँ, इनको फांसी की सजा होनी चाहिए। जिस तरह से इन्होंने मेरे घर को बर्बाद किया है, 2.5 साल से हम यहाँ से वहाँ से यहाँ, मौत से भी बेहतर हमारी जिंदगी कर दी इन्होंने।
The Sessions Court in Kotwar, Uttarakhand, on Friday sentenced resort owner Pulkit Arya and his 2 aides Saurabh and Ankit to life imprisonment in the Ankita Bhandari murder case. Additional District and Sessions Judge Court held the trio guilty under 302-210-201 of the IPC. Remember, the prosecution submitted a 500-page charge sheet in the court. Remember also, Pulkit is the son of the now expelled BJP leader Vinod Arya, who was the Minister of State in the Trivendra Singh Rawat government till 2021. Who is Ankita Bhandari? The 19-year-old receptionist was killed by these 3 people, including her employer, Pulkit Arya, after she resisted his orders to provide special services to some of the guests. Ankita Bhandari was 19. She was a receptionist at the Vanatara Resort in Rishikesh. She went missing in 2022 September. 6 days later, her body was recovered from the Chilla Canal. The case is about the night of September 18, 2022, when this 19-year-old receptionist at the resort in Rishikesh was killed by these 3 people, including Pulkit, the son, like I said, of a VVIP. Police said Pulkit had also killed Ankita after she resisted his orders to provide the special services to some of the guests at the resort. Her body was found chillingly in the canal. After the trio confessed to killing her. Also remember, Pulkit was found guilty of sections of murder, concealing evidence, molestation and outraging the modesty of a woman, and the Immoral Trafficking Act. The other accused have also been charged and convicted under murder, concealing evidence and the Immoral Trafficking Act. We've told you who Bhandari was. She belonged to a poor family in Pori. She moved to the town for her education. Her father worked as a security guard. Though she was enrolled in an institute for hotel management, she had to drop out after a financial setback. Investigation revealed she had been pushed into the barrage by Pulkit, this VIP, and his associates following a dispute. The case now triggered widespread outrage after reports surfaced that Ankita was being pressured to provide services to the resort guests. Out of 97 witnesses, the court examined 47 during the 2-year-long trial. During the investigation, it was revealed the accused was molesting the deceased in the resort. They were pressurizing her to give extra services to the guest, to which the deceased was not agreeable. The applicant in this case and the co-accused had a sense of fear that perhaps the deceased might reveal it to others. Therefore, according to the prosecution, on 18 September 2022, in a chilling turn of events, the accused took the deceased out of the resort. They killed the deceased in a brutal manner and pushed her into the canal. The dead body of the deceased was recovered on 24 September 2022. Ankita's mother, Soni Devi, broke down as she spoke to Republic TV, and she said, "I request the accused be hanged. Death for dead. I plead with my sisters, they support her mother and father." Her father, Birendra Bhandari, also said, "The way my daughter was murdered by these 3 men, I have been reiterating death for death. We hope that these 3 are sentenced to death."
जिस तरह से उन्होंने मेरे निर्दोष लड़की को मारा है और जो है कि आज जो सुनाई वहाँ पे अंतिम फैसला आया कि आजीवन कारावास, लेकिन हम पहले से शुरू से कह रहे थे कि भाई मौत के बदले मौत, तो हमारे जीते जी इनको फांसी होनी चाहिए थी। हाँ, बहुत सारे जो लोग हैं वो बच गए हैं, तो ये चीज़ ये भी आनी चाहिए थी इसमें केस में, ये भी आनी चाहिए, ये भी नहीं छोड़ने चाहिए थे, क्योंकि मेन सपूतों को इन्होंने जानबूझ के दबाने की कोशिश किया और रिजोर्ट को तोड़ा। बिल्कुल मैं वही कह रहा हूँ कि मैं अगर उत्तराखंड की जनता अगर मेरे साथ न देती तो मेरे बच्चे जो वहाँ पे जो इन्होंने नहर में धकेली थी वो भी शायद नहीं मिलती मुझे।
And that is what, viewers, is the Justice for Ankita Bhandari campaign that is now running. It's death for death, as the family is going to approach the higher court.
We have some big breaking news coming in. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar takes on Pakistan, warns the terror sponsor. He stated that we will never give in to nuclear blackmail. Whatever decisions have been taken in India's national interests are taken and will continue to be taken. This is a strong message, a firm stand of the External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar. He has warned Pakistan that India will not give in to nuclear blackmail or nuclear threats. Nuclear threats were made by Pakistan during the course of Operation Sindoor, but it was given a befitting reply so hard that it ran to US seeking help for a ceasefire. An External Affairs Minister, in the aftermath of the highly successful Operation Sindoor, has said that India will not cow down or give in to Pakistan's nuclear threats. This is External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar sending out a very strong message. We have proof of how India also destroyed several military assets of Pakistan and several terror hubs across Pakistan and POK. And now India is on a mission to inform the world about how Pakistan has been indulging in misinformation campaign. And we are out there to bust the lies in major global capitals. Meanwhile, viewers, even as the calls and chorus continues to grow to boycott Turkey, now DGCA has given a final 3-month extension to Indigo Airlines for over its pact with Turkish Airlines. Here's a quick report on that.
The centre continues to raise the cost on Turkey for coming out in support of Pakistan post-Operation Sindoor. In the latest, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation allowed a final extension of an aircraft lease agreement between budget carrier Indigo and Turkish Airlines. The top regulatory body for flight services allowed Indigo to renew its partnership with Turkish Airlines by another 3 months. However, The DGCA made it clear that this was the final extension of the lease agreement being granted to budget carrier. The DGCA said Indigo currently operates two B777-300ER aircraft that were taken on lease from Turkish Airlines. Turkey has been facing growing calls from India to cut travel and trade ties after its president Recep Tayyip Erdogan vowed to stand with Pakistan post the retaliatory strikes to avenge the Pahalgam terror attack. The centre earlier cancelled the contract awarded to top Turkish aviation firm Sebi for ground handling and other critical security services at airports amid mounting public anger against the country. Earlier, the Ministry of External Affairs issued a stern message to Turkey asking it to refrain from extending armed support to Pakistan.
We expect Turkey to strongly urge Pakistan to end its support to cross-border terrorism and take credible and verifiable action against the terror ecosystem that it has harbored for decades now. And relations, as you know, are built on the basis of sensitivities to each other's concerns.
At a joint security briefing earlier, in the wake of Operation Sindoor, DGMO Indian Army Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai revealed that the Pakistani drones shot down by the Indian Air Defense were of Turkish make.
पाकिस्तान के ड्रोन्स और वेपनाइज्ड यूएवीज से की गई हमलावर कोशिशें भी इस ग्रिड के कारण नाकाम हुई और जो बचे कुचे ड्रोन्स थे उन्हें हमारे शोल्डर फायर्ड हथियारों से मार गिराया गया.
As the DGCA prods Indigo to pull back from its partnership with Turkish Airlines, Istanbul continues to feel the heat for standing with a terrorist state.
Viewers, we have some big breaking news coming in. Salman Khurshid has contradicted Rahul's and Congress's false claims on Jai Shankar, says complete hogwash to say we called Pakistan first. This is the Congress party's own leaders contradicting the statements made by Rahul Gandhi, and Salman Khurshid has called it a complete hogwash to say that India contacted Pakistan first, and he's also the former External Affairs Minister. He has contradicted Rahul Gandhi's lies. He has said that, he has once again said that External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar did not call Pakistan and warn them, because that's a charge that Congress has been making. But former External Affairs Minister and Congress leader Salman Khurshid, Rahul Gandhi's own, has clarified that India did not initiate any contact with Pakistan, but rather received a call from Pakistan's DGMO for cessation of hostilities during Operation Sindoor. And the all-party delegation member also explained that India stopped its actions when Pakistan's DGMO requested for ceasefire, and India refrained from further attacks, dismissing claims as complete hogwash.
I want you to just keep one thing in mind, because one of you had asked, why did we stop when we did stop? Now, it's complete hogwash for anyone to say that we called them first. Why would we call them first? Who was at the receiving end by the time that the calls were made? It is more than clear to everybody that the call came from the DGMO of Pakistan. And it came to the DGMO of India. And we stopped. We stopped when they said, let's stop. But for several hours after we had stopped, said that we will stop, and we then didn't send any further attacks on them. The shelling across the border and across the line of control continued. For at least 3-4 hours, there were violations of the ceasefire once again when the shelling continued, making it very clear that in Pakistan nobody seems to be in control. Certainly the civilian government doesn't seem to be in control. And there are factions within the army, each vying with each other to become all-powerful. But nevertheless, we showed restraint and we showed patience.
Viewers, meanwhile, the BJP has been armed by this particular statement of Salman Khurshid. to launch fresh attacks on the Congress party, calling out Rahul's lies and his party's stand. Here's a reaction coming in from the Saffron party.
अब रिडिकुलस राहुल को मुंह खोलना चाहिए। ये जो रिडिकुलस राहुल है, जिनकी पोजीशन है एलओपी की, लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन, और वो काम करते हैं लीडर ऑफ पाकिस्तानी प्रोपेगेंडा का। लगातार उनके प्रोपेगेंडा को बढ़ाते रहे। अब आ गया सामने और उन्हीं के नेता कह रहे हैं। इससे पहले चिदम्बरम साहब ने कहा कि ये रिडिकुलस है कि इस प्रकार से कोई विदेश मंत्री जानकारी साझा करेगा। अब सलमान खुर्शीद साहब ने भी कहा है, दो बिंदु उन्होंने कहा। एक तो कहा कि कोई मीडिएशन नहीं हुआ, कोई थर्ड पार्टी या थर्ड कंट्री का कोई इंटरवेंशन नहीं था, और आज उन्होंने कहा है कि किस प्रकार से कोई कॉल हमारी तरफ से नहीं गया है। पाकिस्तान के डीजीएमओ ने भीख मांगी, गिड़गिड़ाते हुए उन्होंने कॉल किया। तो ये दोनों तथ्य जो उन्होंने सामने लाए हैं, तो एक बात स्पष्ट है कि ये आर रिडिकुलस राहुल, जो जयराम रमेश और पवन खेड़ा की एडवाइस पे चलते हैं, उनको कम से कम अब सलमान खुर्शीद की एडवाइस लेनी चाहिए। और बार बार पाकिस्तान के नैरेटिव को मजबूत करने की क्या होड़ लगा रखी है भाई। पहले पहलगाम में क्लीन चिट दिया रॉबर्ट वाड्रा ने, फिर एक पूरी लॉबी आई कि पाकिस्तान पर कार्रवाई मत करो, सैफुद्दीन सोज एंड सिद्धरमैया। फिर सेना के मनोबल को तोड़ने वाली लॉबी आई, अजय राय चन्नी जी। फिर ऑपरेशन सिंदूर छुटपुट है ये कहने वाली लॉबी खड़गे जी आई। फिर फेलियर है ये बताने लगे रेवंत रेड्डी जैसे लोग। और अब जब मिलिट्री स्ट्राइक के बाद डिप्लोमेटिक स्ट्राइक की जा रही है, तो इनके जो एडवाइजर नंबर 1 है जयराम, वो कहते हैं कि आतंकी है हमारे सांसद, और दूसरे एडवाइजर नंबर 2 है संजय राउत, वो कहते हैं बारात है। तो राहुल गांधी जी, इन एडवाइजर्स के चंगुल से बचिए आप, और नए एडवाइजर लीजिए, आपके मनीष तिवारी और सलमान खुर्शीद को एडवाइजर बनाइए।
It's time for us to take a short break, viewers, but we'll be right back with more details on another vlogger who has been arrested after his bike trip to Pakistan. Along with that, we'll also get you the details on Prime Minister Modi's Bhopal trip. He has landed in Bhopal. He will be inaugurating 2 airports and multiple metro stations. Stay tuned. In fact, let's cut across to these visuals coming in from Bhopal, viewers. These are the live pictures coming in from Bhopal, where you can see the Prime Minister is on a road show, and this is the venue that will witness Prime Minister's address. And there you can see people with tricolour have arrived in large numbers. A sea of patriotic wave is being witnessed in Bhopal as the Prime Minister makes his way to the stage. And the Prime Minister has been flanked by Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister and other BJP leaders. The Prime Minister will be speaking about Operation Sindoor's success while also inaugurating various developmental projects. Today, he will be inaugurating 2 airports, and metro stations will also be flagged off. This is Prime Minister's Vikas Drive in Madhya Pradesh. This is his back-to-back visits that he has been making to various states across India. Yesterday, we saw the Prime Minister in Bihar, and today we are seeing the Prime Minister in Bhopal. And a few days back, we also saw Prime Minister in other states as well. So the Prime Minister is currently in Bhopal. There you can see it's a mega road show that the Prime Minister is taking out, and we'll get you all the details after a short break. Stay tuned.
जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला सिप सिप जीरा सिप इंडिश का जीरा सिप इंडिश का जीरा सिप।
I have seen what it takes to report from the front line. Accuracy, urgency, courage, and responsibility. At Public School of Journalism, you will be trained for all that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning inside a working newsroom from day first. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, RSJ is where you begin. Course begins on June 30th. Apply now.
I have seen what it takes to report from the front lines. Accuracy, courage, urgency, and responsibility. At Republic School of Journalism, you will be trained for that reality. It is not theory. It is live learning from inside a working newsroom from day one. If you want to report the truth when it matters the
हमारे 30 से ज्यादा कलाकार ढोल नगारों के साथ माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का
From ground zero, a mega roadshow by the Prime Minister as he makes his way to the rally to address the sea of supporters who have gathered there.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का स्वागत करेंगे। देखिए सज्जनों, हमारे साथ नारी शक्ति के संरक्षक, राष्ट्र के गौरव हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी इस ओपन जीप में उनका काफिला आगे बढ़ते हुए आप स्क्रीन पर देख सकते हैं। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी सभी का अभिवादन, सभी का प्यार, सभी का सत्कार स्वीकार करते हुए यहाँ पर माननीय प्रधानमंत्री।
इन तस्वीरों में आप देख सकते हैं किस तरह का उत्साह यहाँ नजर आ रहा है। महिला सशक्तिकरण
एक नया जोश, एक नया उत्साह देखते ही बन रहा है। और अब से कुछ देर बाद प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी अपना संबोधन भी यहाँ देंगे, लेकिन उससे पहले जैसे ही यहाँ जनता के बीच पहुंचे, ये वो तस्वीर जिसमें आप देख सकते हैं किस तरीके से हर कोई इनका स्वागत कर रहा है और सभी का अभिवादन स्वीकार करते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी। हाथों में तिरंगा लहराता हुआ और उसके साथ साथ अगर देखा जाए ऑपरेशन सिंदूर की सफलता के बाद एक महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम ये जिसका मध्य प्रदेश के भोपाल में आयोजन हो रहा है और खास मौका भी दरअसल देवी अहिल्याबाई होलकर की 300वीं जयंती का जो समारोह है उसको महिला सशक्तिकरण सम्मेलन के तौर पर यहाँ मनाया जा रहा है। लोकमाता देवी अहिल्याबाई और उसी वजह से इस कार्यक्रम में हम देख भी सकते हैं बड़ी तादाद में जो महिलाएं हैं वो मौजूद हैं। हर आयु वर्ग के लोग जो हैं वो यहाँ नजर आ रहे हैं। हर कोई प्रधानमंत्री की एक झलक पाने के लिए यहाँ हम देख सकते हैं किस तरीके से लाइट नजर आ रहा है और हर किसी के हाथ में भारत की आन बान और शान तिरंगा लहराता हुआ देखा जा सकता है। खासतौर से मध्य प्रदेश के भोपाल में करीब 1300 करोड़ रुपए की कई विकास परियोजनाओं का लोकार्पण और शिलान्यास करेंगे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी। और इसके साथ साथ कई ऐसी योजनाएं जिनमें न सिर्फ जो बात अगर की जाए अटल ग्राम सुशासन की, उनकी किस्त का हस्तांतरण भी करेंगे। और इन तस्वीरों में आप देख सकते हैं प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जो कि एक प्रदर्शनी का अवलोकन करते हुए यहाँ नजर आ रहे हैं।
Well, the Prime Minister is on a Vikas drive and he will also be taking part in the event that marks the 300th birth anniversary of Ahilyabai Holkar. And these are pictures of Prime Minister Modi reviewing the projects, the infrastructural projects that are being briefed by the officials there. The Prime Minister is taking stock of all these infrastructural projects. In fact, this is also, these are also the details of Ahilyabai Holkar. The Prime Minister is now taking a look at the rich history surrounding Ahilyabai Holkar on the 300th birth anniversary. So the Prime Minister, after this, will be inaugurating a slew of infrastructure projects. And he will also be inaugurating 2 airports, metro stations, and dedicating several infrastructural projects for Madhya Pradesh. But right now, we have pictures coming in from Bhopal, where the Prime Minister is getting a sense of the occasion, because today is the 300th birth anniversary of Ahilya Bai Holkar, and the Prime Minister will be taking part in that particular event in Bhopal. There you can see at that particular event, there are thousands of supporters who have turned up with tricolors, as Prime Minister will also speak about Operation Sindoor, the success, and how India retaliated and hammered Pakistan after the Pahalgam terror attack. He will be attending a women's empowerment event, also called as Mahila Sashashtikaran Mahasammelan, at the city's Jamburi location. It is a Jamburi Maidan, where he will be releasing a postage stamp and also commemorative coin in honor of the Queen, and hand over the National Devi Ahilya Bai Award to an artist who has made significant contribution to tribal, folk and traditional arts. The Prime Minister is also visiting an exhibition that highlights the history and significance of this occasion, the occasion of the 300th birth anniversary of Ahilya Bai Holkar.
आधारशिला उनकी रखी जाएगी, लेकिन उससे पहले तमाम जानकारी यहां पर लेते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी। देवी अहिल्याबाई होलकर के जीवन पर आधारित जो अलग अलग पुस्तकें हैं, उनके बारे में जो अलग अलग जानकारी अभी तक साझा की गई हैं इतिहासकारों द्वारा भी, उनको प्रदर्शनी के जरिए यहां पर देखा जा सकता है। और किस तरीके से देवी अहिल्याबाई होलकर, उनका जो महत्वपूर्ण योगदान रहा है, उसके बारे में भी यहां लगातार जानकारी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी को दी जा रही है। कार्यक्रम से जुड़ी ये प्रदर्शनी, जिसका अवलोकन कर रहे हैं प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी, किस तरीके से होलकर वंश की अगर बात की जाए, नेतृत्व क्षमता उनकी नजर आई। और वहीं जब हम बात करते हैं भारतीय संस्कृति की, और कैसे आप देख सकते हैं हथकरघा जो है, वहाँ पर जो मौजूद एक महिला हैं, उनसे भी बातचीत करते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं, तमाम जानकारी उनसे लेते हुए। और उसके साथ साथ कैसे जब ड्रोन दीदी की हम बात करते हैं, आज के समय में महिला सशक्तिकरण की एक नई मिसाल बनकर उभर रही हैं। ड्रोन दीदी की अगर बात की जाए, कैसे ना सिर्फ कृषि के क्षेत्र में बल्कि दूसरे क्षेत्रों में भी लगातार अपनी एक अलग पहचान जो है महिलाएं बना रही हैं। भारत के हैंडलूम क्षेत्र की जब हम बात करते हैं, एक ऐसा क्षेत्र जो लगातार जिसका विकास हुआ है, लेकिन जहां से शुरुआत हुई उसकी बानगी भी यहां नजर आती है। महिलाओं को आत्मनिर्भरता के लिए किस तरीके से जो अलग अलग कदम अभी तक उठाए गए हैं, उन्हीं तमाम कदमों की जानकारी भी यहाँ देख सकते हैं हम। इसमें ना सिर्फ हम हैंडलूम की बात करें, बल्कि कृषि क्षेत्र में जो महिलाओं की भूमिका है तकनीकी तौर पर, जब नमो ड्रोन दीदी की हम बात करते हैं, कैसे ये अब और ज़्यादा बृहद होती नज़र आती है, कैसे महिलाएं जो हैं आत्मनिर्भर हो रही हैं, सशक्तिकरण जो है किस तरीके से उनका किया गया है, और इसमें सरकार की नीतियां जो हैं वो काफ़ी कारगर रही हैं। और उसी की जानकारी फिलहाल यहाँ आप देख सकते हैं प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी लेते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। ना सिर्फ ये प्रदर्शनी जिसका अवलोकन किया, बल्कि यहाँ पर जो महिलाएं हैं उनसे भी बातचीत करते नजर आ रहे हैं। ये तमाम महिलाएं जो कि सरकार की अलग अलग योजनाओं का लाभ ले रही हैं, लाभार्थी हैं, और कैसे दूसरी महिलाओं को एक संदेश भी दे रही हैं कि महिलाएं आत्मनिर्भर कैसे हो सकती हैं। फिर चाहे हम हैंडलूम क्षेत्र की बात करते हैं, कृषि क्षेत्र की बात की जाए, हर एक क्षेत्र में जो महिलाएं हैं उनकी भूमिका जाहिर तौर पर देखी जा सकती है। और ख़ासतौर से ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में हर किसी ने देखा जो भारत की नारी शक्ति है वो किसी परिचय का मोहताज नहीं है। और साथ ही साथ अब हर एक क्षेत्र में कैसे महिला सशक्तिकरण की जो झलक है वो सीधे तौर पर नज़र आती है, उसकी बान की नज़र आती है। इन तस्वीरों में भी आप देख सकते हैं ड्रोन दीदी, जो कि खासतौर से सरकार की नीतिगत योजना के तहत हमने देखा कैसे इसको बढ़ावा दिया गया। इसके अलावा खासतौर से ग्रामीण पर्यटन को कैसे बढ़ावा दिया जा सकता है। महिलाएं सशक्त होंगी तो और आत्मनिर्भरता जो है वो आ सकेगी। और आज के समय में हम देखते हैं हैंडलूम कैफ़े जो हैं वो लगातार बनते हुए नज़र आते हैं, जिस पर सारी जानकारी जो है वो मिल सकती है और महिलाओं के उत्थान के लिए किस तरीके से और जो कार्यक्रम हैं वो चलाए जा सकते हैं। प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना की बात की जाए या किस तरीके से गांव-गांव तक पर्यटन को बढ़ावा देने के लिए लगातार प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी अपील करते नजर आए हैं। कैसे पर्यटन क्षेत्र को हम बढ़ा सकते हैं, ग्रामीण पर्यटन उनमें से एक है और उसमें जब हम बात करते हैं, आप गाँव में पहुंचेंगे तो आप वहां देख सकते हैं।
Live pictures coming in from Bhopal on Prime Minister's visit to the Lokmata Devi Ahilyabai Mahila Sashastikaran Mahasammelan. We'll be right back with the Prime Minister's live address. Stay tuned.
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते
सर फैंस हैं, शोर तो करेंगे ही ना।
नए वाले नहीं करते and they listen to what I say.
The new generation Orient BLDC fans, super silent performance with voice control.
सिली में आए तो और
Cricket fans.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
विमल में गुलिस्तां के ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुले तो जी ललचाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की जुबान में खुद को ऐसे डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं। विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं? विमल बोलो जुबान कैसी।
I have seen what it takes to report from the front line. Accuracy, urgency, courage, and responsibility. At Public School of Journalism, you will be trained for all that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning inside a working newsroom from day first. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, RSJ is where you begin. Course begins on June 30th. Apply now.
सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
I don't just report from courtrooms on verdicts, I decode them. From breaking news to complex legal verdicts, every word is backed by law. At the Republic School of Journalism, you will learn how to report on legal issues with accuracy and speed. The RSJ Diploma, starting on the 30th of June. Apply now.
We don't just get you the headlines, we report on them. We get information from the highest level of sources. We get you news from the men in uniform, from those on the front. At Republic School of Journalism, you will learn how real reporting is done on the ground.
Well, these are the live pictures from Bhopal. The Prime Minister will release a commemorative postage stamp on the occasion of the 300th birth anniversary of Ahilyabai Holkar. Stay tuned for more on the other side of this short break.
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते
सर फैंस हैं, शोर तो करेंगे ही ना।
नए वाले नहीं करते and they listen to what I say.
The new generation Orient BLDC fans, super silent performance with voice control.
सिली में आए तो और
Cricket fans.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
विमल में गुलिस्तां की ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुले तो जी ललचाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की इस जुबान में खुद को ऐसा डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं। विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं ना? विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
I have seen what it takes to report from the front line. Accuracy, urgency, courage, and responsibility. At Public School of Journalism, you will be trained for all that reality. It's not theory, it's live learning inside a working newsroom from day first. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, RSJ is where you begin. Course begins on June 30th. Apply now.
I have seen what it takes to report from the front lines. Accuracy, courage, urgency, and responsibility. At Republic School of Journalism, you will be trained for that reality. It is not theory. It is live learning from inside a working newsroom from day one. If you want to report the truth when it matters the most, Republic School of Journalism is where you begin.
भारत माता की जय के साथ अपने माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का स्वागत करते हैं। मेरे साथ देवियों सज्जनों एक बार जोर बुलंद आवाज में बोले, भारत माता की, भारत माता की। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और सभागार में उपस्थित आप सभी का भी देवियों सज्जनों हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं। नारी शक्ति के इस उत्सव में, महिला स्वावलंबन के संकल्प में और हमारी लोक माता देवी अहिल्याबाई होलकर जी की 300वीं जयंती के उपलक्ष्य पर आयोजित किए जा रहे महिला सशक्तिकरण के इस महासम्मेलन में, जिसमें हमें माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का आशीर्वाद और नेतृत्व मिल रहा है। सर्वप्रथम मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से निवेदन करती हूँ कि नारी शक्ति की साक्षात प्रतिमूर्ति लोकमाता देवी अहिल्याबाई होलकर जी को आप माल्यार्पण कर अपने श्रद्धा सुमन अर्पित करें। देवी सज्जनों, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी हमारी प्रिय लोकमाता देवी अहिल्याबाई होलकर जी, जिनकी गरिमा में, जिनके सम्मान में आज ये महासम्मेलन आयोजित किया गया है, उन्हें अपने श्रद्धा सुमन अर्पित करते हुए, देवी अहिल्याबाई होलकर एक ऐसी शूरवीर नारी शासक थी जिनकी दूरदृष्टि, धर्मनिष्ठा और जन कल्याण के प्रति समर्पण ने उन्हें इतिहास के पन्नों में अमर कर दिया। उन्होंने न केवल मालवा में सुशासन की मिसाल पेश की, बल्कि काशी, अयोध्या, सोमनाथ और रामेश्वरम जैसे तीर्थों का पुनर्निर्माण कर भारत की सांस्कृतिक विरासत को भी पुनर्जीवित किया। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी उनकी प्रतिमा को यहाँ पर माल्यार्पण करते हुए, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी अपनी श्रद्धा सुमन अर्पित करते हुए, और देवी अहिल्याबाई जी की जीवन बताता है कि जब सेवा में देवियों सज्जनों समर्पण होता है तो एक रानी भी लोक माता बन जाती है। ऐसी भारत की बेटी, ऐसे भारत की रानी और भारत की देवी को प्रणाम करते हुए, अपने श्रद्धा सुमन अर्पित करते हुए हमारे प्रिय प्रधानमंत्री जी। देवी सज्जनों, कहा जाता है कि जहां नारी की पूजा होती है वहां देवता निवास करते हैं। भारत ने इस विचार को केवल शास्त्रों में नहीं, अपनी नीति और नेतृत्व में भी उतारा है। और इस युग में नारी गरिमा और सुरक्षा के सबसे सशक्त प्रहरी हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी हमारे साथ यहाँ पर मंच पर है। हाल ही में ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के माध्यम से भारत ने दुनिया को ये दिखाया कि हर भारतीय बेटी की रक्षा भारत की सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता है। विदेश की धरती पर भी भारत की बेटियों को सम्मान और न्याय दिलाने के लिए माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जिस संवेदनशीलता और संकल्प का परिचय दिया, वह उनकी नारी के प्रति राष्ट्र के संकल्प का प्रतीक बन चुकी है। बेटियों को बचाने से लेकर बेटियों को उड़ान देने तक हर पहल देवियों सज्जनों माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की उस दृष्टि का प्रमाण है जो नारी सम्मान में भारत को आगे बढ़ते हुए देखना चाहता है। सम्मान, सुरक्षा और स्वावलंबन, यही है मोदी युग की त्रिवेणी। तो इस महान व्यक्तित्व को देवी सज्जनों, इस संवेदनशील नेतृत्व को हम कोटि कोटि प्रणाम करते हुए आप सभी की पुनः तालियों के बीच हम उनका पुनः स्वागत करते हैं। और मैं प्रदेश की तरफ से हमारे प्रदेश के पिता तुल्य मार्गदर्शक हमारे माननीय राज्यपाल महोदय आदरणीय श्री मंगू भाई पटेल जी से निवेदन करती हूं कि आप माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का यहाँ स्वागत करें। एक अनुपम कलाकृति माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को भेंट की जा रही है। ये देवी अहिल्याबाई होलकर जी का भव्य चित्र है जो पारंपरिक जरी जरदोजी कढ़ाई कला से सुसज्जित है, जिसे हमारे प्रदेश की कुशल महिला कारीगरों ने अपने श्रम से प्यार से बनाया है। और अब देवी सज्जनों, हमारे प्रदेश के मुखिया से निवेदन है कि आप देश के मुखिया को हमारे होलकर साम्राज्य की आन बान और शान, ये विशेष पगड़ी प्रधानमंत्री जी को पहनाए। देवी सज्जनों, तालियों के साथ माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का सत्कार के साथ हम उनका स्वागत करते हैं। और मुख्यमंत्री जी से निवेदन है, हमारी सांस्कृतिक विरासत का प्रतीक मध्य प्रदेश के बैतूल जिले की भरेवा धातु शिल्प कला में बने पुष्पक विमान माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को भेंट किया जा रहा है। और इसके साथ साथ अब हमारे माननीय खजुराहो के सांसद एवं भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रदेश अध्यक्ष श्री वी.डी. शर्मा जी से मैं निवेदन करती हूं कि आप माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को महेश्वरी साड़ियों के बुनावट के लिए प्रयोग होने वाले ताना बाना भेंट करें। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को हम अपना यहाँ पर आदर सत्कार